Kia ora te whānau, nau mai haere mai, and welcome in Sal's NBL for your Saturday afternoon. And of course we kick things off with the Rapid League here in Tauranga, the Tauranga Whai, hosting the Nelson Giants, and it would be rude to have anybody else with me but Tom Ingham, the former Nelson Giant. Tom, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you, Maya. Good to be here. Another game for the Nelson Giants and against the Tauranga Whai, a team, you know, had the better of the Nelson Giants previously, but have a good opportunity for the Giants this season to get over the hump.
Well, it's a good-looking Tauranga Whai Rapid League squad. There they are sitting in third, just the Tuatara and the Saints ahead of them, who look really good in both the Rapid League and the Sal's NBL. As for the Nelson Giants, having probably their most disappointing outing in Rapid League thus far. They are the back-to-back Rapid League champions, so a bit of a disappointing 2026 for them.
Yeah, I mean, so far, it's been a bit of a rebuilding year for the Nelson Giants in terms of Rapid League, with the likes of Hayden Jones, Lockie Crate leaving, and a lot of new young faces coming in. So they'll be looking to try turn the tables on that this afternoon.
Certainly, good-looking squad. There is that starting five, Elijah Inwood, who has been kind of their go-to guy, Adams, Varicchio, Matthews, and Nickel. But it's been all Elijah Inwood for the Nelson Giants.
Yeah, absolutely. And coming off an incredible under-20s campaign too, looked great for Nelson. So it'll be good to see him look to implement that confidence out here in Rapid League too.
And of course, Sam Dempster coming off the bench. We would never forget about Sam Dempster.
The nicest haircut in all of Rapid League.
And for the five, Bazant, Thompson, Masters, Hawkboy, and Collins. I believe you said number 50 for the five for Bazant, is that right?
Yeah, the first ever Whai player to hit 50, none other than local Jaden Bazant. So, no, awesome for him. I know he's a staunch Tauranga man, so to do it for the Whai, I know he'll be very happy about that.
Was their first signing when they became a franchise, is that right, in the Sal's NBL, I believe?
Yeah, absolutely was.
Chemist Warehouse head-to-head, and it's a good-looking scoring average for the Whai, 37 points in Rapid League. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, they've got a lot of weapons, and I mean, you look at that player spotlight there, Jet Thompson and James Matthews. I think that's a great player spotlight, the point guard position. But where this game, I think, is won and lost is down the defensive end. You see the Nelson Giants allowing those 37 points per game, so they're really going to have to lock in if they want to stop this high-octane Tauranga Whai offense.
Giants coming off 2 losses as well in Rapid League. As we take a look at our match officials, Brad Clive, Bryn Watson, and Olivia Murray. But some talented squads either side. We talked about Elijah Inwood, James Matthews, and then you've got Bazant, Xander Masters, and Cole Hawkboy as well. Both been in and out of the starting five as well for the Sal's NBL.
Yeah, Xander Masters is someone that has looked really good in those Sal's NBL minutes. So to see him come down here, I'm expecting a big one from him this afternoon.
Well, here we go. We are underway with your Saturday afternoon hoops here in the Sal's NBL. And it'll be the Tauranga Whai with the first possession. Thompson, he's their main guy. He's averaging 10 points a game in Rapid League. Collins just snatched that one from Josh Nickel and gets underway.
And I think straight away the Tauranga Whai can look to exploit Dion Collins. The Nelson Giants going with a small outfit. Looks like Josh Nickel's going to be patrolling the five. So that could be something the Whai could look to take advantage of.
Inwood gives it back to Matthews, who attacks on Hawkboy. Needed to play off 2 feet there, just turns it straight over.
Yeah, great job there from the Tauranga Whai collapsing. They know James Matthews is very capable at getting to the rim, showing a lot of bodies, making it hard for him to make that pass.
Thompson gets the catch, and no doubt this is James Matthews' defensive assignment. Hawkboy, Bazant. Bring it back to Thompson, seeming to want this 2-man game. Bazant now attacks on Varicchio, just so shifty, but Jaden Bazant, that's bread and butter. Yeah,
it really is for Jaden Bazant. Although he's right-handed, incredibly comfortable going left. You see right there, very shifty, but Varicchio straight back downhill.
Inwood, oh, stripped away by Thompson, gets it back somehow. Elijah Inwood has an easy look, finds Adams, that's his spot, and nails it.
And that's a great settler for Cooper Adams. You know, this is a guy in the New Zealand under-18 side and had a lot of success with that team and maybe struggled a wee bit with the shot, but it's good to see him get that one early doors.
Yeah, they needed that one. The Whai are going to throw a punch straight back through Xander Masters from the same spot down the other end.
Yeah, he's not going to miss many of them. Did it in the Sal's NBL, and he's also doing it at the Rapid League too.
Matthews, Adams, again, long on that one, and now gives the Whai a chance to go in transition.
Yeah, I like that look from Cooper Adams again. Made that first one, looking to go again, and Xander Masters getting straight back downhill.
Well, that's the thing with shooters, right? You hit one, you're going to go again.
Absolutely, let it fly. Why not?
It's like Tom Ingham 2019 versus the Taranaki Ears within the first 2 minutes. Is that a niche reference?
Don't tell Fitch about that one. Trouble.
It's going to stay with the Nelson Giants. They're really going to need a score here, Nelson Giants.
Yeah, absolutely. The Tauranga Whai having a lot of success being able to switch, and they're keeping Collins in down low. So the Nelson Giants, I think, have to really put pressure one-on-one with the Tauranga Whai, try to get them to collapse a wee bit more, and then kick it out to shooters.
They could look to go through Josh Nickel here. Collins has come off, and in comes Kelly, as well as CJ Flavel for the Whai, and Cooper Adams doing it all today, getting to the rim as well.
Yeah, I'm loving this from Cooper Adams, you know, incredibly capable player, and is showing it at rapid league level, even last year as well when he got his minutes. So to see him come out early doors, be confident shooting the rock, and then attacking the hoop, I think he's a guy that can really step up for this Nelson Giants team and really help turn their season around.
Like you said, a member of the New Zealand under-18 team. They beat Australia at the Oceania Cup late last year. I mean, anytime a New Zealand team does that, you've got to be celebrating, and he was a massive part of that.
Yeah, it really was in the starting 5 for that, and made massive inroads. I think in his game in general, you know, started at Waimea College under the tutelage of Phil Jones, made his way to Nelson College, now under the tutelage of his teammate sitting on the bench, Sam Dempster, and yeah, he's just been great and gone from strength to strength.
Matthews, Thompson, that's your player spotlight. Thompson did get the better of him on that occasion, just a little bit too physical there from James Matthews.
Yeah, and James Matthews will do that. He'll be up and in the whole way, but Jet Thompson certainly won't be taking a backward step. He'll be trying to go straight back at James Matthews.
Yeah, 10 points per game, 2.5 assists and 4 rebounds a game for Jet Thompson. He's really been their main guy. Mauricio on him now. Hopoi from downtown, leaves it short. CJ Flavel, so athletic, giving them another chance.
Yeah, great job there from Flavel, and Cooper Adams just missed the box out in that instance, but that's a look you do not want if you're the Nelson Giants.
Got to get a rebound, and Josh Nickel does so. He's going to hit it off the 5, but then it hits it off his back. That is really unfortunate. Tried the high IQ play, didn't quite work.
Hey, it happens, but love the hustle and the effort from Nickel early doors.
Offensive foul called. Rico Verricchio just taking that one like a champ.
Pushed him straight down. Jet Thompson, I know he's a beloved Warriors fan, so I think there's been some liquor Halasima highlights in that instance.
Just got the sports a little bit confused, maybe. Take another look at that. Yeah, that right in front of the referee too. Probably the worst place you could do that.
Yeah, unlucky on that one.
Verricchio, Nickel. Matthews now coming off as the 2. He's that one long.
And I think the Nelson Giants need to continue to try to attack the paint and not try to settle too early doors, because they'll always be there in the end of the shot clock. His brother, Elijah. Showtime. Boom shakalaka.
Boom shakalaka. Aston Inwood-esque. I think that's what you were going for.
That was absolutely it.
Well, they've brought it back to within 1 after getting to a 4-point deficit, the Giants, and now it's the Whai to respond. They don't do it through Thompson. Nickel, keep the handle. There he is, 3-point line. Finds Verricchio, just leaves it short.
Yeah, good look there from Verricchio in terms of the Tauranga Whai look like they're going under screen, so I don't mind those ones, but I think the Giants need to continue to attack the cup. That's where they've had success early doors, trying to draw fouls on the Tauranga Whai.
Last possession of the quarter. It's tipped away by Elijah Inwood, then comes off Kelly, so the last possession of the quarter will be for the Nelson Giants.
Yeah, Kelly didn't look like he liked that one too much, but it looks like they may opt for a player timeout here. BNZ player timeout to try and, you know, see what they can draw up in this instance.
Scan that QR code for your chance to win tickets to this season's games. There are 5,000 available for your school, friends, community, whatever groups you want. So scan the QR code, get amongst. How do you feel about the first quarter BNZ player timeout?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I think a lot of it comes down to, in terms of situational, and in this instance, I think it's a great opportunity, especially in the first half. I think second half is an area you want to save it.
Where are they going to go to here? And they find Matthews. Great pass. Adams in the corner. No good once again. And that'll do for the first quarter of action. A low-scoring affair in the first 4 minutes. Just a 7-6 lead for the Tauranga Whai. Thank gosh it's that way around, not the other way.
Yeah, well, that's it. And, you know, we talked about pre-game in terms of the Tauranga Whai have been really effective in their offense. So the Giants, I think, have done a good job of collapsing, not allowing the Whai to push the tempo. But then on the other end, the Whai have also done a good job at, you know, keeping the Giants out of the paint. So both teams getting kept out of the paint right now, but you would not be keeping me out of any large pizza.
Tom, well done.
Any large sales pizza, 20% off. Scan that QR code, sales MVP 26.
You nailed that.
Thank
you. You absolutely nailed that. After being told you need to work on your segue into it,
that's it.
You have absolutely nailed that. You're giving Casey Frank a run for his money. Very well done.
Oh, I wouldn't dare challenge the old master. There's no chance of that.
I mean, in terms of the basketball, 1 of 5 from the three-point line for the Nelson Giants. It's often, you know, told about Nelson, that's almost a live and die kind of identity for them. At the moment, they're dying by it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they need to have the awareness right now that, yep, it's not falling. And I think paint touches, see, Alex McNaught getting right in the mix. But I think paint touches are going to be crucial for the Nelson Giants. You're right, they absolutely can get into a situation where they live and die by it and start settling. So I'd like to see them change that up. But again, the Tauranga Whai, they're very well aware, they're packing the paint. You see Dion Collins back in the game, so it's going to be a whole lot harder for the Nelson Giants to get into that paint. Still
no appearance of Sam Dempster. Will we see him, do you reckon?
No, only if needed, I think. But he looks quite comfortable talking to Alex McNaught on that bench over there.
Good buddies, it seems. Inwood attacks on Kelly. Nice finish. Great balance from Elijah Inwood.
Yeah, great job. And Elijah's so good at getting into the paint and being creative, you know, in the air as well. It's, timber.
Collins. So back to Bazant playing out of that empty corner. Don't give it to him. Kelly now. Just misses Collins on the pass. Good defensive possession.
Yeah, and great job there. Just as a unit, I think, there for the Nelson Giants, really packing in the paint. You see Dion Collins tried to get Cooper Adams in that post, but the Giants were there ready to help. So a great defensive position for the Giants.
Giants have come back and gone in front. And that's cool. Almost loses the handle. It's tipped away by Bazant.
Yeah, I don't mind it from Nickel. Again, trying to put pressure on the rim, just something a wee bit different. I think they're having success there.
Matthews finds Adams. It's tipped away again by the Tauranga Whai. Very active in the passing lanes.
Yeah, Nelson Giants just struggling to hold on to the ball a wee bit at the moment, but I am liking this defensive pressure from the Tauranga Whai.
Get it into Matthews, who secures it. Nickel finds Adams. Has a lot of time and space. Can't nail it again, so after hitting his Ferris, has gone a little bit dry.
Yeah, but I think it's important that he keeps remaining confident downhill, and that is bread and butter for Jaden Bazant, but no basket in that instant. It's the man's 50th game. Give him some love.
Just count it.
Give him some love.
Nonchalant as always, though, Jaden Bazant. Doesn't show any other emotion.
No, he doesn't, but I think that's what makes him the player he is. He is just so smooth, free-flowing, and he's great to watch.
Can't rattle him. Masters gives it back to Bazant. So good out of the situation. Jaden Bazant steps back. Just too long. Neither team shooting particularly well from the three-point line.
Nah, both struggling a wee bit right now, and again, packing in the paint. As you see Nickel and Collins get tangled up. But yeah, you're right. Right now, the shooting is letting both teams down a wee bit, so might be one of those cases. The team that puts the ball in the basket first might be running away with this one.
Sometimes that's how basketball works.
Yeah, just occasionally. Just occasionally.
Nickel gives it, does not give it to Matthews. Indeed, actually takes it himself, but it's a great finish from Josh Nickel.
Yeah, love that from Josh Nickel. Just keeping Dion Collins guessing a wee bit. You see the wee fake handoff there, the up and under. Tough wee move.
He got me good too. I thought he gave it to James Matthews. I mean, that's how good of a fake it really was.
And great defense there from Varicchio, getting right up, across, getting his hands out of the passing lane, able to get that steal.
Adams just unafraid from deep. It's a great shot, great look. He's wide open, Adams.
Yeah, well, Adams can knock that one down, so definitely don't mind him shooting that. You see the Nelson Giants back trying to slow this Tauranga Whai offense down even more.
Masters has been quiet since his first shot. He Throws it to Flavel, who's just an athlete, gets the catch, and nice finish.
And I think that's what the Tauranga Whai need to do. You know, this Nelson Giants defense is very much packed in, so trying to move and cut off the ball is going to be really important. As we see right there, Varicchio stepping on the best defender in the league.
It really is.
That sideline.
Every game, it's the same situation. We make the same joke every game because it gets someone.
Yep, it's
every
consistent.
time.
It is consistent.
Wish I was that good of a defender.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Masters, looks like the Giants are in a 2-3 now. Masters, great job. He's in the shot fake and pulls it from the corner, man. He can't miss from the corner.
No, absolutely not. It is his bread and butter. So good with the up fake, the separation dribble to the right. Great hit.
Varicchio was a tough take against Masters, who doesn't quite agree with the foul call, but you like the aggression there from Rico Varicchio.
Yeah, I do. Varicchio, you know, this is a guy that is so effective at getting downhill, and on both hands in particular, able to get the contact there from Masters. Didn't agree with it, but I think with Rico on this side, it's something that he needs to continue to do.
There is your QR code you can scan to get hoops at your school, thanks to Chemist Warehouse and Basketball New Zealand. Chances for schools in the dirty south, Southland and Otago. So
Let's
scan
go.
the QR code.
Scarfy land. Love it.
It gets a lot of hate, but what a place. I think the Deep South is brilliant.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I love the Deep South.
It's just these bloody Aucklanders, eh? Two people from the South Island have just moved to Auckland. That's us.
Yeah, that's it.
Great defense inside, stripped away by Varicchio.
And again, packing in the paint. And Rico, a couple of times now, has had some good hands in the passing lanes, which is great. So I'd like to see right now, can they get back downhill and put pressure on this Whai defense?
Nice movement here from the Giants. Shot clock goes under 10. Adams gets the cheeky roll.
Great job there from Adams. Had the taller Dion Collins on him and didn't take a backward step, going straight in, taking the contact, able to put that in. As for Varicchio again up and in.
Just blowing things up and then gets the and one.
I am loving this from Rico Varicchio right now. Up and in, the energy is there, and it starts at the defensive end. You know, Rico's a guy, he's been around the Giants scene for a couple of years now, and the more and more times he gets out there, I think especially down the defensive end, when he makes his presence known, that starts to translate to his offense. So fantastic to see.
Such a high energy player, Varicchio. He is a Nelson born and bred as well, 20 years old.
Yep, Dad Carlo, also a heck of a player, and it took Nelson to third place at the under-20s as well. So Mana Martin still licking the wounds a wee bit from that one.
If you haven't seen it, you've got to go to the Basketball New Zealand Instagram. Watch the one-handed buzzer beater.
Oh, broke my heart as a Nelsonian watching that one.
It was phenomenal stuff from Mana Martin, who's been dominating this rapidly as well. Thompson from downtown, oh good, and Whai offense just starting to really freeze up at the moment.
Yeah, it really is. You know, the Giants packing it in, showing different zones as they have in the Cells NBL games as well. But I think the main thing with that zone, if you're the Nelson Giants right now, you've got to try and box out, because the Tauranga Whai are doing a great job at putting presence on the glass and at getting themselves second opportunities, which is how they're staying in this game.
Collins. Was it to Masters on the buzzer? No. Just rims out. And the Nelson Giants have put on a massive second quarter effort. 10-5. Take the lead at 17-12.
Yeah, and a great job there from the Nelson Giants. I think changing up the offensive strategy a wee bit, trying to put a wee bit of pressure on the Whai, and are having success in doing so. But I think both teams right now are still struggling to shoot it a wee bit, but those percentages are starting to climb as we see the Chemist Warehouse stats. Cooper Adams has looked really aggressive. Rico Varicchio has looked fantastic as well. Xander Masters has been the highlight for the Whai for sure.
No bucket out of Jet Thompson just yet, which is surprising given he's their leading scorer.
Yeah, Jet Thompson, we talked about him pre-game. He's been the motor for this Tauranga Whai side. You see right there, still contributing in the assist column, but I think he's going to have to be a guy in the second half that gets out there. We block. Be happy about that one.
Yeah, he will be.
But I think that's a telling tale right there in terms of both Rico and Elijah getting their hands in passing lanes, trying to be active, and the Tauranga Whai uncharacteristically being a wee bit irresponsible with the ball right now. So something that they'll be talking about in their huddle, no doubt.
7 turnovers in the first half in 8 minutes. That's almost a turnover a minute. That's not a great stat.
No, it really isn't, and especially with a Matt Lacey coach side who's very particular in terms of systems, structures, and making sure they're executing. So, you know, this is something that's uncharacteristic of the Tauranga Whai. I'd be surprised if we see 7 more turnovers in the second half, but if there is, Nelson Giants might get an upset here today.
Just saw Sammy D and Alex McNaught with a good, nice little catch up and a chuckle. You know, instead of passing their wisdom on, they're just having a good time.
Oh my goodness, yes, and still going too.
Oh, Brad Clive
got
in the
the
mix.
ref involved too. Why not? I think Sammy D's just more excited that, you know, he gets a chance to rest the legs, doesn't have to get out there while the Nelson Giants are up.
The young guys are taking care of business. And another interesting stat, James Matthews only 1 shot attempt. Do you think him and Jet are kind of taking each other out of the game? Is it a cancelling out effect, or do you think others are just getting involved more?
Yeah, I think a wee bit, but I think both Jet Thompson and James Matthews are generally really effective at getting to the cup. And both teams have done a really good job packing in the paint, so the looks haven't really been there for them right now. But yes, they are. I think they are taking each other out of the game to an extent.
Oh, right on cue. Well, there it is. Gets to the rim, but can't finish over the length here. Thompson, and now Masters can just absolutely cook with gas, but misses another bunny.
Yeah, that's a great move there from Masters. Bumped off Arikio and just couldn't quite get the finish in that instance.
Adams is hesitant now for the 3-point line. Arikio, one of the quickest kids I've ever seen, gets to the rim again.
Yeah, and a great job there from Vericchio. And I think he needs to continue to do this. You know, we talked about James Matthews, Jet Thompson taking each other out of the game a wee bit. So this is a great opportunity for Rico, especially when you know with Sammy D on the bench, you're going to get 16 minutes. So you absolutely want to make the most of them and continue to be aggressive, which he is doing.
Can beat anybody else off the dribble too. He seriously is one of the fastest kids I've ever seen.
Yeah, I've had to guard Rico a couple of times on Tuesday nights, and the only way I could try beat him was just try to talk trash to him, because every time he would blow by me without any fear whatsoever. He is rapid.
Such a motor on him, and there he goes, makes the second from the Chemist Warehouse. Thompson now to respond, a 6-point deficit.
Yeah, the
5.
The Giants still sitting in the zone too, but James Matthews looking to extend that pressure. It looks like they may be starting in the zone, waiting for a couple of passes, and then going to the man to try to throw something off for the Fire.
And seems as though it's working.
There you go.
Adams finds Inwood. Nice take, great step, Inwood, great finish.
And Elijah does such a good job at using that slow step, gives him a chance to really get in front of the defender, bump him off, and is so good finishing both left and right.
Kelly attacks on Nickel, gets the hoop, and the arm, a much needed bucket for the Tauranga Whai.
And I love that attack from Kelly. You know, the Fire, often their guards are the ones that are dictating things in terms of down the offensive end. So I think it's really good that the likes of Flavel, Collins are trying to put pressure on the rim too and make the likes of Nickel have to guard.
Definitely has the step on Nickel, you know, probably the speed advantage. Kelly, the younger legs as well, so it's a good look.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think especially both teams, I think, are getting a wee bit guilty when they get to that second side action. They're not really looking to be aggressive out of it. So I think it's important for those bigs to continue to try change things up, put some pressure on the hoop.
It's quite a thing in New Zealand basketball these days. The second side is very much treated as a way to get back to... It's just sometimes a handoff may as well not happen. You know, I love seeing players attack out of it.
Yep, absolutely.
Nickel drains it from downtown.
Why not Josh Nickel? That is a welcome sight for, I think, all our viewers. Both teams struggling a wee bit from 3, but Josh Nickel not hesitant on that instance. Just
the second triple behind Adams' one to open the game. And Masters has 2 for the fight. Porpoy been pretty quiet today as well. Rikio just getting so active defensively. It's a bit too much on that occasion.
Yeah, Hopeway trying to make the most of that size advantage, but yeah, Rico has been incredibly active. In that instance, I think like we see Nickel on the replay, didn't even think twice about that one. But if I'm the Tauranga Whai, although Jaden Bazant is no doubt saving himself a wee bit for the Cells NBL game, I'd like to see him start to get going here because, man, he can change this game quickly.
There he is, right on cue. Tom.
Told ya. Told ya. Jay Blicky.
Jay Blicky.
Jay Blicky.
That's a great nickname. He doesn't need much of an invitation to get going. Bazant, and here he is defensively blowing things up. Matthews trapped in the corner. Great defense by the Whai. Adams gets him out of jail free. Nice pass, nice finish.
Yeah, and that's one of those ones, a pretty good defensive position for a wee bit for the Tauranga Whai, but the Giants just able to catch that rotation at the last second. Great wee dump off from Adams.
Bazant. Well defended by Vericchio, but again, just they're going at him a little bit, and he's having to defend his yard a little bit too much.
Yeah, well, I think the other thing too is Jaden Bazant's obviously seen the scoreboard, and the old veteran, 50 games in for the Tauranga Whai, said, right, it's about time I take this over. And you know, Jaden, incredibly good at going both left and right. When he goes to his right, goes very strong to the cup, but you've got to be careful when he goes to his left, because very good at finishing with his left, but that step back, incredibly tough cover.
Yeah, how do you even guard him? Just.
Yeah, well, I didn't guard him very well, Maya, so...
Probably shouldn't ask you.
Nah, I'm the wrong person to ask.
What have they been saying about Wemby? Just pray?
Yep, that's it.
Is that a similar cover for Jaden Bazant? Is he... Well, maybe I've just got to talk on commentary, but Kelly gets the O-board in the and one straight away.
Yeah, great job there from Kelly. I think the size advantage right now, I'd like to see both Collins and Kelly put massive pressure on the glass right now, because it looks like Elijah Inwood is going to be playing at the 4. Josh Nickel, although strong, undersized at the 5. So this is how the Whai can really put the pressure on the Giants to get back in this game.
Bazant just done his piece, got his team back in the mix, and then he's going to sit again.
As any good leader does. As any good leader does.
Well, they got it back to 5 for Tauranga Whai after that made free throw from Kelly. Adams attacks, doesn't get an advantage. Vericchio gets the step on Masters, can't get the finish, but draws another foul. Man, he's hard to stop today.
He really is, and I'm just noticing the increased confidence, and this is the beauty of Rapid League. The more exposure these guys get, you see the guys like Rico Vericchio, who's sitting at the end of that Sal's NBL bench, but getting those Rapid League minutes, growing in confidence, looking to be aggressive and get downhill. Ben had a great game so far.
He's drawn 5 of the Whai's 7 personal fouls that they have committed. It's just putting so much pressure on them defensively. Goes 1 for 2 from the Chemist Warehouse. That's a 3-possession game. Collins. Masters. Again, been pretty quiet in this quarter. Thompson. They flip the ball screen. Flavel. Can't get the step. Thompson. Takes it on Inwood. Nice finish, Josh Thompson.
Yeah, great dodge.
Jet Thompson. I just call him Josh Thompson. Jet Thompson.
Great job there from Jet Thompson. Starting to get downhill. You see the foul there. But no, I like that from Jet Thompson. Just waited for his moment, didn't settle for an outside 3, got the ball through hands, got them into rotation. Great finish.
I was hoping that'd score, because there's probably only so long I can listen to Fire It Up, back to back to back. I was starting to almost say it myself.
Yeah, that'll be something that's sticking in my head tonight, that's for sure.
Fired up. Matthews, relatively quiet night by his standards. These are just his first points of the game. He's just put up 2 shot attempts, but he has been relentlessly working on Thompson.
Yeah, it's been a great battle between Matthews and Thompson. They've both been getting after it. So, like I say before, Mike, cancelling each other out a wee bit, but both starting to get into the lane a wee bit now.
Thompson has Inwood on him now. Goes under, so Thompson pulls that one. Another great defensive effort by the Giants.
Yeah, and a great box out there from Nickel, doing a good job keeping Collins out by trying to put a bit more pressure on the glass. Now James Matthews will get a chance to work with the advantage.
Yeah, pulls away the screen, has the advantage on Kelly. Finds Nickel, he's hit 1, can't connect on the second, and that'll be it for the third quarter of action. The Giants, they maintained their lead, but a closer quarter that time around. It was 11-10 in that quarter.
Yeah, I think the Tauranga Whai starting to settle into this a wee bit after a disruptive first half. Had 7 turnovers in that first half, but have calmed it down a wee bit, only 1 in that quarter. So, you know, this last 4 minutes, I think, is going to come down to who can look after the ball. but it's going to come down to shot making. And the Tauranga Whai, if we play by the percentages, they are due to start lighting up very soon.
Well, it was helpful that Jaden Bazant came on and did his thing, you know, set them up for success. And now Xander Masters probably wants to get going a little bit more. Jet Thompson, maybe we see a little bit more action out of him. And for the Nelson Giants, I mean, why would you not go to Elijah Inwood? He's not missed. 8 points, 4 from 4.
4 of 4, a quiet 4 of 4 too from Elijah Inwood standards. You know, just doing all the little things, making the right cuts, making the right reads, a lot of scoring off the ball, and then you see a couple of nice attacks to the cup too. But I think a well-rounded effort from guys who haven't necessarily been contributing massively for this Nelson Giants team. We talk about Rico Verrucchio up to 7 points to go with 4 steals on top of that. Cooper Adams at 6 points, and then Josh Nickel doing a good job holding it down with the old master, Sammy D, sitting on the bench, saving the old legs for the main game.
He's not getting an A.
Nah,
He's
chilling. He is chilling.
He's chilling over there.
Hey, when you've been in the league since 2008, you can do these things.
Not 2007.
Nah, 2008.
2008. Don't get that mixed up.
Broke his arm 2007 season. I hear you, Steve Fitchett. I got you.
Thank you, Steve Fitchett, for your duty. Masters so good at absorbing contact and finishing.
Yeah, does a really good job with that body control, able to take the contact there again from Verrucchio, and then the tough left-hand finish.
Loving this backcourt matchup between Matthews and Thompson. Slow it down to get the middle on ball. Matthews, Nickel, forcing them to rotate. Can't get the finish, Nickel.
Great job there from Collins, going straight up, not trying to contest that too much, just had Nickel a wee bit off balance. And now the Tauranga Whai with a head of steam through Thompson.
Just couldn't get the finish, Thompson, and it's going to be a foul on the rebound. Too much on the box out from James Matthews, I believe.
Yeah, it was either James Matthews or maybe Elijah Inwood. Looked like him and Dion Collins got into it a wee bit. I like that from Elijah. If we look there, oh no, it looked like James Matthews going for the pull and then give the old innocent. Wasn't me, sir. It wasn't me.
I mean, Collins is a great offensive rebounder, so it's good that they're putting so much emphasis on trying to stop him in that regard.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think gang rebounding as well, and making sure they're trying to get 2 people to try and box him out. See Matthews sneaking down in that instance. But I think it's going to be really important if the Giants want to get over the hump today.
It's going to be 10 seconds on the shot clock for the Tauranga Whai. It's tipped away by the Giants. Still plenty of time, but do have to get going. I'll go through Thompson. Masters will curl it. Find some space. Can't get the finish with his left, and there is, right on cue, Collins, tipped away by none other than Verrucchio.
His 5th steal. I'd love to know the Rapid League record for steals, because Verrucchio is seriously starting to climb up in that regard.
Yeah, he's got to be pushing it, making such a big difference for this Giants squad. Long 2 from Elijah Inwood, and the drought continues.
And first miss of the evening for Elijah Inwood too is Jet Thompson straight back downhill, which he hasn't really been able to do a lot because the Giants have done a good job through Matthews and walling up, but making the most of his opportunity.
Yeah, had Adams probably a little bit less strong than Matthews. Verrucchio almost got his 6th. Ingham, you were almost out of your seat.
Yeah, I was ready to go again. Why not, Rico? But again, the Tauranga Whai, you know, this is a team, when you know how to win and you've had success in winning, you're never out of a game. And the Nelson Giants have struggled to get over the hump in Rapid League. So all of a sudden, Tauranga Whai right back in the mix.
Yeah, 1 possession game, a chance to tie or take the lead here. Thompson finds Hawkboy. They tie it up through Hawkboy.
And great action there from the Tauranga Whai. The Giants went back into a zone just to try and keep them out the paint, but that high pick and roll, able to expose them a wee bit.
Verrucchio wants the ball. Gets to the rim, draws yet another foul. Thompson, hands on head, he's stressed.
It looks like that's maybe his 6th foul that he's drawn, Rico Verrucchio. Really putting his mark on this game, and they're going to need him down the stretch with the way that he's playing right now.
He's 5 of 7 from the Chemist Warehouse. That's how many trips he's taken there tonight. Took another trip right there. I think that was Kelly. Just forces the Whai to rotate defensively, right? No one can stay in front of him with how quick he is, and then they seem to be late to their rotations.
Yeah, well, that's it. And I think probably if you're the Tauranga Whai and you're looking at Scout, you're worried about guys like Elijah Inwood, you're worried about guys like James Matthews, and then Rico Verricchio, not a guy that's stepped up on the stat sheet, but all of a sudden, you're having to respect him and make sure that you're covering him because he is doing some damage right now.
And Giants go back up by 2. Now the Phi need to respond. Give it to Bazant, the trusty leader. Finds Masters. Matthews does a heck of a job on him. And it's going to be a jump ball. James Matthews defending Masters well. And they'll get the possession.
Yeah, and a great job there from Matthews. You know, hasn't had a great shooting night, especially for his standards. Well, hasn't really shot in general, 0 for 2 from the field. But as we know, James Matthews, he is relentless in how he guards the ball and able to get a big time turnover there. Actually, it looks like we may have it's either a wet spot, but it looks like I thought they were lining up free throws.
Me too.
But I was wrong. I was wrong.
I think it just happened to be that spot right there. Masters probably a bit sweaty. I've got Bazant now guarding Verricchio. Smart move, getting the veteran on the guy who's got the hot hand.
Yeah, and you see the Matthews-Thompson battle continues as Cooper Adams. Great back cut and great read. Big time bucket for the Giants.
2-possession game now for the Nelson Giants. Bazant is going to try and take over here. Kelly, again, the speed advantage on Nickel. Comes in clutch again.
Yeah, and great job there from Flavel, but I think right there you had Nickel getting out in the passing lane. Bazant obviously drawing a lot of attention, but a great read in that instance we've got Kelly, it looks like, sorry, getting downhill, straight back to the Chemist Warehouse again.
Josh Kelly, the 17-year-old Mount Maunganui College rep. He was also in the Oceania Cup Junior Tall Blacks last year alongside Cooper Adams.
Steering, bit of trash talk there too. Old teammates on cue.
Oh, and
love
it worked.
That. Villanark, Cooper Adams.
Do you guys have a trash talking session down in Nelson?
Oh, big turnover there from Elijah Inwood. Big turnover. In terms of trash talking, I mean, we could say we try, but I mean, the check surely isn't too fantastic, but no doubt we'll be throwing it out regardless.
Is your motto, eh?
Absolutely.
3-point deficit now for the Phi. Like you said, a big turnover, Tom, so a chance for Phi to climb their way back into this one. Inwood tries to get his strike back by tipping that one out of bounds.
Yeah, and I see Jaden Bazant's inbounding it. I'd like to see the ball go into either him or Masters' hand, I think, down the stretch. You know, Matthews has been sticking incredibly tight to Jet Thompson, so I think they can look to exploit maybe Bazant or Masters trying to be aggressive, get a bucket here with 50 seconds left.
9 on the shot clock here for the Phi. They need to get a bucket, and they have plenty of guys who can do that for them. Thompson rejects for Bazant, can't get the finish. Kelly, just in time.
And Kelly has been fantastic down the stretch, just doing all the little things, not necessarily demanding the ball, but great job offensive rebounding. All of a sudden, massive possession for the Giants.
Up by 1. Finds Nickel. Nickel through hands. Matthews gets it. Verricchio. Looked a little bit unsure. Takes it to the cup. Great finish, Verricchio.
Eat your heart out, Rico Verricchio. What a fantastic move.
He has been the MVP of the day, Verricchio. Kelly misses the putback, and surely, that could be it for the Giants. They'll call their PNZ player timeout. Scan that QR code for your chance to win tickets to this season games. Can we have a moment for Rico Verricchio? 11 points and 5 steals.
He has been outstanding, Cesc, down the stretch too. With Jet Thompson, you know, a great defender at this for this Rapid League side as well. But again, that right to left cross, so effective. But if you're the Nelson Giants right now, man, get it to the guy who's been at the free throw line damn near this whole game, Maya.
7 of 9.
Get him to ice it. Why not?
Absolutely. And how about that finish on that last play? Impressive. Yeah. Here we go.
Here we go.
They get it into Inwood, and they do foul him. Masters begging for a jump ball. It's pretty optimistic if he's asking for a jump ball.
Yeah, you got to ask. I don't mind asking the question. Absolutely. But big free throws. Doesn't look like we're in the penalty yet, so another chance.
That's only the first team foul for the Tauranga Whai.
Wow.
Oh no, second. So it will be 2 free throws here when they foul. Oh, they'll be a bit late to that one. Hopoi tried to foul him. Wasn't physical enough, and now it is 2 from the Chemist Warehouse for the best shooter in the house.
Yeah, here we go. Cooper Adams. Good chance to ice the game here. And I'll tell you what, the Nelson Giants, now this is a big win for them, and I think a massive confidence builder if they can get over the line here. It's Cooper Adams. Deep breath with the shoulder strap. Is he up for it?
Oh wait, that's commentator's curse from both of us.
Yeah, apologies.
Sorry, Cooper. And so a chance for the Fire to take their BNZ player timeout. Is it? You can call it in game, right?
Yep, absolutely. Yep. So yeah, there'll be an opportunity here for the Tauranga Whai if Cooper Adams is unsuccessful on this one.
Connects on the second. They'll use their BNZ player timeout regardless, but that just puts them more of an inch away. Cooper Adams, you can scan that QR code, of course, for your chance to win tickets to this season's games.
Yeah, and if you're the Nelson Giants right now, you just stand there. You don't want to foul. The last thing you want to do is draw an and 1-3, and then all of a sudden we could be looking at OT. So from the Giants, you're not guarding anyone. If you're the Whai, you're trying to run into someone and get it up at the same time. Why not?
You may as well give it a go. They've got 1.5 seconds, so it's enough for a catch and shoot just.
See Mike Fitchett and Sam Dempsey saying, don't chase them.
And Masters misses the look anyway, so a massive effort from the Nelson Giants after 2 losses in a row. They get it done against the Tauranga Whai.
Yeah, a massive win for the Nelson Giants. We talked about pre-game. This is a younger, new-look team, but man, Rico Baricchio, what a night for him. 11 points, 5 steals, and some massive plays down the stretch.
Yeah, he was epic, and the Giants, they did that with 5 players as well. Everyone coming to life as we take a look at the Chemist Warehouse stats. I mean, it was Baricchio and Adams that sealed the game for them.
Yeah, which is really promising if you're a Nelson Giants fan, because, you know, these are 2 guys that haven't been prominent features, with Inwood and Matthews being the main ones. So you see the other stats there. Flavel and Kelly, I thought, were fantastic off the bench or in the game for the Whai. So you see right there, Elijah Inwood not getting as many looks as he normally does. Normally getting up close to 10 in a Rapid League game, 4 or 5 this evening, but with 3 assists to go with his 8 points as well. And Jet Thompson, the lone blocksman. There we go.
That's crazy.
5 steals. That is impressive. Good on you, Rico. Great game.
You just don't want to dribble anywhere near Rico. That's the kind of lesson I think you need to take from that.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, if that's anything to go by, Tom, we've got a great evening ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked like a bit of a slow starting game, but started to push the tempo, and great transition into the NBL game.
Just after 4 o'clock, that'll be the Whai and the Giants tip-off, but here in Sal's NBL. Make sure you don't go anywhere. Ka kite, we'll see you soon.
Now, turn it forward. If you can put your phones out, please.
Kia ora te whānau, nau mai, haere mai, and welcome in to Sal's NBL action for your Saturday afternoon. It is the Tauranga Whai hosting the Nelson Giants in what both teams would feel is a must-win game. Maya Williamson, and who else to commentate a Nelson Giants game with than Nelson Giant legend himself, Tom Ingham. Welcome, Tom. How are we?
Yeah, good to be here again. The legend is a wee bit generous, but nah, very excited for this one tonight because I think you're right. Two very desperate teams coming off a win that need to try keep staying in that win column.
Something you'd love to see there, Tom. The Giants with a 100% fan base right now. You can scan that QR code and have your say. Surely we've got a few more Whai fans in the house.
Yeah, I would say so. And then with the arrival as well, if you see that man that was just on screen, Jordan Ngatai, you know, this is a Whai team that should definitely be excited. But I'd say that's all McCashin tap room people watching the Giants watch party. They'll be voting like crazy on that one right now.
I did see you get out your phone and vote, Tom. Don't lie.
False. Not biased.
Well, both teams, like you mentioned, were on a losing streak. The Whai with 6 games, the Giants 5. Both coming off a win against the Hawke's Bay Hawks to put them back in the winning column. So like you said, they're desperate for a win, both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, both teams, I think, have looked good in patches, but we see the table right now, none of them featuring in that top 6, but I think that top 4 is really establishing itself right now. That Tuatara and Sharks outfits, I think they're really dangerous, and they're two teams that are going to be looking to push for the end of the season.
Yeah, this is an exciting traffic jam we have, and obviously the Nuggets and the Bulls not far behind. The Whai, they're 3 and 6, and like you said, the addition of Jordan Ngatai is going to really change things for them. The Giants sitting in 9th, 3 or 7, so someone is going to slide regardless of however this game goes. But they've also got a new piece too. Yeah,
absolutely. Shane Gatling has been super impressive and has given this Nelson Giants team a serious amount of firepower, averaging 27.5 points over his first 2 games. So, you know, he's a guy that's coming off the bench that I think is a really exciting addition for this Nelson Giants team that desperately needs a wee bit more scoring at the moment.
Cube Adams liking the tunes in the house, just caught lip syncing along as we take a look at the upcoming fixtures. So later this evening, Ayers and the Tuatara. That'll be a massive one for the Tuatara if they get up and continue to solidify their #1 position right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's one that they'll definitely be trying to get. And I think the Southland Sharks, that Bulls game, they'll be trying to get that one as well. But the Bulls coming off a massive win against the Otago Nuggets with a Witt buzzer beater to get them over the hump. So they'll be going on with a bit of momentum in that one too.
Yeah, great Sunday basketball with the Saints and the Nuggets, and then the Sharks and the Bulls. And the Whai have first game of round 10 against Taranaki Ayers. So a little bit of a quick turnaround, but not too bad in Sal's NBL terms. As we take a look at the Nelson Giants and their starting 5. Fitch looking calm as ever in the background there. McNaught, Hunt, Judd, Lukanen, and Smith, Milner. This has been their tried and true starting 5 since day dot.
Yeah, it really has been. And, you know, a guy that I've been really impressed with is Alex McNaught. I think he's at his best season as a Nelson Giant, is really leading the tempo, pushing the pace in this team. And then Cruz Parrott-Hunt has been exceptional, averaging 21.8 points, 6.1 rebounds, 4.1 assists per game, and coming back to Tauranga to try to do some damage tonight.
It would be rude not to catch up with him. We caught up with him earlier today.
I'm here with Cruz Parrott-Hunt. Now the Giants coming off a win and the first one on the road. What was the key to that success coming to the downstretch of that game for you guys?
Yeah, I think just pace, energy. We had a good energy the whole game. I think that persistence throughout the game led us to the win, and I think, yeah, we're going to try to bring that into this game and hopefully do the same thing, yeah.
Nice. Hey, you guys looking for your second win on the road. The Whai have also won a game last week, much needed win. What areas of the Whai team are you guys looking to attack today to take the win for a second win away from home?
Yeah, very familiar with the team. A lot of guys I've played with growing up, different teams. Know that they got a lot of firepower, and we just need to put out the flames where they are and bring that same energy, like I said, from the Hawks game.
Great to hear from Cruz Parrott-Hunt and just how impressive has he been, and like you said, returning home, so maybe a grudge match, or just he can probably give them a little bit of intel in terms of familiarity with this squad.
Yeah, I think so, but a different looking outfit for the Tauranga Whai compared to the one that he's seen last season. We have Stoddard, Murray, Tarangi, Ngātai and Tata. So a very different looking outfit, and that Jordan Ngātai arrival is one that I'm really interested in seeing to pair alongside Ruben Tarangi and Tane Murray, who have had great starts to this season.
Well, in terms of matchups, that might make it a little bit difficult for the Giants.
Yeah, absolutely. It means Luukkonen's probably going to have to spend some time on Ngātai, who can go both inside and out. So Luukkonen, I think Toi Smith-Milner will have to have big games to try and cover this smaller but fast and strong Tauranga Whai side.
Well, we caught up with the veteran that is third in scoring in the league at the moment, Ruben Tarangi.
With Ruben Tarangi, guys, you guys had a very much needed win last week. What was the success in the areas of the game to that win of last weekend?
I think we did a good job of pushing the pace and working the ball up the floor. Obviously, they came back in the last half, but you know, some things didn't work out for sure.
Hey, now the Giants are also, they had a good win themselves. What areas of the game are you looking at to defend so you guys can come and take the win away today?
I mean, both teams are fighting for a win, so the game's going to be tough. I think they do a good job of pushing the pace as well. Obviously, Naughty, the head of the stake, working the ball up the floor, but they've just brought in a new piece, Gatlin, and yeah, we got to slow him down. He's had 2 good games, his first 2 games, so we're going to look to slow him down.
Well, I think in listening to both Pera Hunt and Ruben Tarangi, it's clear that both teams are looking to push the pace today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Tauranga Whai have struggled a wee bit defending in transition, so the Nelson Giants being a bit smaller and offering a lot of scoring through their guards will be trying to do that, but again, the Tauranga Whai will be going straight back down their throat as we see the Chemist Warehouse stats. The defense there is what sticks out to me, Maya. Both teams have been a wee bit leaky down that end, so I think that's what you're alluding to when you hear the likes of Ruben Tarangi and Cruz Pera Hunt talk about pushing the pace.
Well, a very similar stat category in terms of both their defense and their scoring, both sitting in that 86-point range, exactly the same in their last 5 games. And how about that player spotlight?
Yeah, I think that's perfect. These are 2 guys that have had incredible starts to the season. Like you said, Ruben Tarangi, 3rd in the league in scoring, and Cruz Pera Hunt, he is pushing his name towards NBL honours, I think, for sure. He's having an incredible start to the season and is leading this Nelson Giants team incredibly well.
Yeah, he has been unstoppable, and just adding that piece of Gatling for the Nelson Giants has given them a little bit more offense. Toi Smith-Milner having one of the lower end of scoring in his career thus far. McNaught, not notoriously a scorer, so it's nice for him to have a bit more support in that category.
Yeah, and I like the balance. I mean, you'd look at that and you'd think maybe, do you look at moving an Alex McNaught to the bench? But I like the mindset of bringing Gatling off the bench. McNaught's done a good job in terms of leading this team, sharing the ball and looking to push the tempo, getting into the paint. And I think what it does for the Nelson Giants, it gives them that firepower when the likes of Cruz Pera Hunt, a guy we haven't talked about yet is Liam Judd, nursing a wee bit of an injury at the moment, but is pushing through. And if that guy gets going, we know he can shoot the rock.
Shooting at 33% on the season thus far, Liam Judd. He's had some massive games, including career high against the Saints. Believe we had the privilege of doing that game. It was an honour to see.
Yeah, we certainly did. And a guy you see just on the right screen that's worth mentioning, Jaden Bazant, the first person for Tauranga Whai in Tauranga Whai history to reach the 50-game mark. So I know a great honour for him, being a Tauranga boy himself, so he'll be excited to get out there in front of his friends and his whānau and rip into it, no doubt.
Yeah, massive congratulations from Bazant. He was their first signing when they established themselves as part of the Sal's NBL, and has been a massive part of it from that point onwards. Of course, for the Whai as well, Tane Murray, Nick Stoddard, massive parts of their starting 5. Stoddard really good at that point guard position, and Tane Murray, 3rd in 3-point makes. He is a sniper. Yeah,
and shooting the ball at a high clip too. 41% he's currently shooting. We see our officials, Brad Clive, Bryn Watson, Olivia Murray. But yeah, Tane Murray, I think, is a great addition for this Whai. Gives them a wee bit of a threat, and I think the Nelson Giants are going to have to be aware of him on the perimeter, because if he gets going, that's another offensive weapon alongside Stoddard, Tarangi, and Ngātai as well.
It's a great dab that young guy just gave. Trotted off in his Crocs. In sports mode, of course.
Yeah, have to. Safety first.
And Whai in their navy, and the Giants in their away whites. Tauranga Whai fans up on their feet, and then it'll be home team with the first possession. Stoddard and McNaught the matchup. Lukanen guarding Tarangi to start off with.
Yeah, not one that I picked. I thought maybe you would go Liam Judd on Tarangi, but it looks like Lukanen's going to get the task early, but Tarangi exploiting it straight away.
I mean, we're going to see plenty of that. He's coming off a 37-point performance against the Hawks.
Yeah, and shooting the ball 63%, which is a crazy statistic.
McNaught finds Judd in the corner. Great pass, right, there's Pierre Hunt to Judd. And that is that shooting you alluded to, Tom.
Yeah, and that's a great sign for Liam Judd. He hasn't got a lot of looks the last couple of games, but he just needs to see one go in, and then he's incredibly dangerous.
Stoddard, Australian, making something happen on McNaught. Tough finish, Stoddard.
Yeah, great job there from Stoddard. McNaught did a good job staying in front, but Stoddard just had the patience and presence of mind to come off two. Nicely spin and finish.
McNaught. It's back to Pierre Hunt. Finds Lukanen in the corner this time. Attacks on Tarangi. Has the strength, great footwork, and draws the foul.
Yeah, and a great job there from Lukanen, attacking that high Tarangi closeout, able to stop on the dime, go back to that left hand, and I think it's a great sign. Lukanen's going to have a tough task tonight, marking Tarangi, so I think it's really important. He's trying to make Tarangi work down that defensive end too, to try gas him out a wee bit.
Amy Lukanen, he's been impressive thus far for the Giants. 11.1 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, shooting it at 52% from the field.
And I think another thing he does really well is creates motion for this Nelson Giants team. He looks to move the ball through hands, clear European style of play, and I think that really helps the likes of Alex McNaught, Cruz Parrott Hunt get going. But the 2 free throws, very short on that instance.
Now the Phi, a chance to go in transition. Stoddard begging his team to run. Gets it to Tarangi Ngatai. No shot attempt thus far. Gives it to Tarangi. Gets the finish up and in. Tarangi, so good.
And that's a great finish. Even got Lukanen in the post, but that's the thing. When you've got a guy like Tarangi is also deceptively very quick, able to get the spin, but Cruz Parrott Hunt trying to get straight back into his bag.
Good to see him just get up and kind of get into his flow offensively. Tarangi gives it to Ngatai. Ngatai has a bit of space, just lost the handle. They go back, feed the bear, works on Lukanen, floats it up, doesn't get the finish.
Yeah, and again, trying to exploit Lukanen. They're going straight back to Tarangi, and I love to see this from Ruben Tarangi, trying to keep that hot form going, being aggressive, taking matters into his own hands.
McNaught punches right back with a bucket of his own. Got them playing off the ball, playing at the 2.
Yeah, and absolutely. I think Alex McNaught has been so much better at that this season, continuing to be aggressive, trusting his shot and trusting his attacking mindset a bit more.
Stoddard has a go at it from deep. How about this? It is scoring galore.
Yeah, we are up and down, Maya, for sure, and a great start from Stoddard in this game.
Judd probes at it. Sohi Smith-Milner tried to feed Bear Hunt. They were not on the same page there.
Yeah, I think what Toy Smith-Milner wanted Cruz to do was, get that back cut. But I think right now the Phi, they're pushing the tempo, and that's something you do not want to see. But I think right now the Giants are struggling just a wee bit with the Phi's ability to be able to switch, especially in that second side action with Tarangi and Ngatai.
Bear Hunt finds McNaught, tosses it in the air. Lukanen back to McNaught. Bear Hunt finds Lukanen. 9 seconds of the shot clock. McNaught all alone, leaves it short.
Yeah, and a good defensive possession there from the Phi. Did a really good job. Stoddard in particular had the bigger Lukanen on him, but able to keep him out the paint.
Stoddard, so quick. Finds Tarangi. Ngatai, quiet thus far. Mismatch down low. Ngatai gets a step on Smith-Milner. Won't connect, but what a great look for the Prince of Porirua.
The Prince of Porirua, he loves that nickname too, so make sure you keep calling him it. But yeah, great look from him, and I think he gives a lot of flexibility to this Tauranga Whai side. Tane Murray, Ruben Tarangi, Jordan Ngatai, interchangeable through a lot of those positions, so it's a great addition for this Tauranga Whai side.
Debster and Gatling in for the Giants. Gatling in his 3rd Sal's NBL game. It's been so good for them off the bench in his first 2 games. 27 points per game. Sam Dempster loves it from downtown, but didn't connect on that occasion.
Yeah, he absolutely does. That's a great look from Dempster coming straight into the game. You see Ruben Tarangi is going straight back at him.
Tata from deep. And now the Giants, a chance to go in transition. Gatling on the mid-range. Smith-Milner puts it back in.
And I think Tori Smith-Milner is going to be a key factor in this game for this Nelson Giants side. You know, the Tauranga Whai, not a great rebounding side, so I think Tori really needs to make his presence on this game felt and have a big impact.
Murray, uncharacteristic, 2 misses for Tane Murray to start things off.
Yeah, well, if you play the percentages, that shouldn't be lasting too much longer, so the Nelson Giants need to be aware of that.
Smith-Milner also likes it from downtown, but short off the mark in this one.
I like the look from Tohi. I think he needs to continue to be aggressive. Struggled with foul trouble a bit in that Hawke's Bay game, so good to see him get some early looks.
Tarangi, another missed 3. No one having luck from downtown early in this one. Nice Stoddard, reads it like a book. Here they go. Slow it down in transition. Find Ngatai. Give it to Murray. Murray gets his 3rd shot attempt up, and it's away.
And the Nelson Giants doing a good job. They're aware of Tane Murray in that instance. Had some help off that dribble handoff, not giving him an easy look.
Man, there's a bit of miscommunication going on between those two.
Yeah, quite ironic, you know, Toy's telling Cruz you need to cut back door, get down to the rim, and then Cruz trying to hit Toy on the roll, but Toy more interested in the pop in that instance, and you know, they're having an apology session right now, so they'll be on the same page soon, no doubt.
Ngatai and Tata will also check out. Bazant playing his 50th game for the Tauranga Whai. Out of Tauranga himself. Went to St. John's College in Hamilton.
He's had some big games against the Nelson Giants too, so I'm expecting him to come out aggressive tonight.
Masters in the mix as well, aggressive early. And now the chance for the Giants to go with pace. North, Dempster, over to Judd, all alone. Liam Judd no good as well. Neither team is connecting from deep just yet.
Yeah, and right now it seems to be the tail of the tape a wee bit. It was a wee bit like that in the Rapid League game too. Both teams tried to get going early from 3, but wasn't quite happening. So I think maybe a bit of a change of strategy. Try to start by attacking the paint first, and then we'll start to see some kick-out threes, see teams get going later on.
And again, it is the first time either of these teams have played each other, so definitely still feeling each other out as well, Tom.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's quite rare this time of the season. You always have one team you don't really get to play straight away, and for these two teams, it's one another, and there we see best defender in the league.
How many times is that going to happen today? I feel like every game I commentate, it happens. Someone does it.
It does, and you sit there and you're like, it's never going to be me. The coach is telling you not to do it. I remember Fitch used to spray us for standing on the sideline at training, but we'd still manage to do it in the games too, so it's a coach killer.
It's a customary part of basketball at this point.
Yep, it is.
Gatling dealing with a lot of pressure off the ball, pulls up with a bit of space and connects. First score in a while, it feels like.
Yeah, and that's one of those things with Gatling. I think Jaden Bazant did a good job chasing over, but I think the big needs to be a wee bit higher. You cannot allow Gatling to get some room trying to turn that corner.
Bazant, Masters, gives it back to Bazant. Shot clock at 7. Nothing created here at all for the Whai. Masters looks unsure, pulls it anyway. No paint touch at all in that possession.
Yeah, and the Giants doing a good job keeping the Whai at the paint, but not some real intent. Tarangi's been the only one that's really trying to put pressure on the rim right now. Great hands from Tane Murray.
Here they go in transition. Tane Murray, the shorter McNaught, doesn't get the finish. Kelly on the O-glass. He tries to save it. I love the aggression, but it is Giants' position.
Love the hustle from the young fella. Did the same thing in Rapid League. Really got after early doors, but ultimately the old wily veteran Sam Dempster able to get the possession back on that one.
Really surprised Sam Dempster didn't dive on that one.
I think later stages in the game, you got to save that old rig for the last wee bit, but I am actually quite surprised because he's usually the first one to get on the floor, even with the ripe old age of, I believe it's 35.
Doesn't look a day over 23, Sammy D.
Agreed.
Bazant, a bit of time, that job, fighting over that stagger. Milner, Tara Hunt, gets Ngatai up in the air. Great basketball from the Giants and an and one. Zoe Smith-Milner.
And we just talked about those two not being on the same page. They had that conversation and they flipped the script. That is some great two-man action there from Tara Hunt. The fake, takes the contact. And I love this from Zoe Smith-Milner. I love the uptick in production, him trying to be aggressive, get his looks early doors. I think it's going to be a massive thing for him tonight.
And in any occasion that Josh Kelly is guarding him, he is going to look to eat.
Absolutely. You know, Toy's a strong human being, and I think down the post often we see him picking and popping, but he is an incredibly good touch down low too.
Misses from the Chemist Warehouse, the 30-year-old. The fight. Down two. Boy. Bazan. Turns the corner. Sees a bit of space. Natai in the corner. It's tipped away by McNaught. Love the effort.
Yeah, great closeout there from McNaught. The Fire trying to get to some Spain action, but the Giants did a good job of blowing it up in that instance.
Gatling. Tara Hunt. Quiet thus far for Tara Hunt. Just missed the mark. Lukanen, and it'll be 5 possession.
Yeah, it's like the right look there from Cruz Parrott Hunt. Lukanen maybe stayed in that screen just a wee bit too long. Tauranga Whai trying to get out and hard show on Cruz Parrott Hunt. So Lukanen needs to get out that short roll early, make himself available.
Matt Lacey named the 2025 Basketball New Zealand Male Coach of the Year. Really exciting scenes for Matt Lacey after an impressive World Cup campaign with the under-17 team.
Yeah, well deserved. You know, Matt Lacey's continued to go from strength to coach. Not just the coach in this league, but a coach in this country, full stop. You know, he's been incredible on the age group level, and then also what he's done with this Tauranga Whai outfit too. So very well deserved accolades.
Was an assistant coach with the New Zealand Breakers as well.
Correct, yes.
Quinn Clinton has been named today as an assistant coach as well, with the departure of Judd Flavel.
Another well-deserved one. So it's great to see these young coaches getting an opportunity for sure.
Natai bumps off Tara Hunt. No call, no finish. They're up in the air. A little bit of a dog's breakfast on that rebound. Natai will be desperately wanting that one back.
Jonah Lomu-esque. If we're talking potty door, I think we're going back to some Jerry Collins type behaviour on that instance, going straight at Cruz Parrott Hunt. Love it.
Yeah, love that physicality. Parrott Hunt couldn't believe the no foul call, but that's the physicality you love to see.
Well, absolutely, and that's what Jordan Natai is going to bring to this team. You know, he's a guy who's been around the block a lot now, and I think just that leadership, and although he spends a lot of time at the guard spot, he can without a doubt go to that 4 spot as well, because he's more than strong enough to be able to do so.
They get it into Bazan, who will let that fly. It's off the mark again from 3.
A good look though from Bazan. I like that one. He's got his feet set. We know he can knock that one down. As Cruz Parrott Hunt taking matters straight back into his own hands.
And that's going to cause Tauranga Whai to call a timeout. The minute that you let Cruz Parrott Hunt off the leash in transition, it's dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think especially getting downhill, going to his right hand in particular, he's been so good at getting downhill, finishing at the rim, and then also his mid-range pull-up going right has been incredibly tough as well. But I guess the telling tale for me right now, Maya, is we are low scoring for a first quarter right now.
Well, we started off so strong. It was scoring galore in the first couple of minutes, but I mean, you look at the field goal, 22% for the Tauranga Whai. They're 1 of 10 from 3, and the Giants not far behind in that category, 1 of 6 from 3.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and it's one of those things we talk about pre-game. Defensively, these teams are going to have to lock in, and doing a pretty good job of showing bodies in the paint right now, but I think a lot of it comes down to shots that guys are missing that you know they're normally going to make. Tane Murray right now, 0 for 3 from 3. We know that's more than likely going to change. Jordan Natai, 0 for 4. We know that is more than likely going to change. So if you're the Tauranga Whai, the fact that you're still only 4 points down and you're shooting 22% compared to the Giants' 50, you can take a wee bit out of that.
Yeah, they'll be looking to go back to Tarangi and Natai. Tane Murray's going to continue to get them up. Trying to get a little burst of energy through their bench. Hopoi, Masters and Bazant all in right now.
And I think the other thing too, we talked about rebounding pre-game in terms of the Nelson Giants maybe looking to try exploit the Tauranga Whai. Toi Smith-Milner coming out with a vengeance, already up to 5 rebounds at the moment. So that's something he needs to continue to push. Averages 7.8 per game, so that's something he'll want to try, keep trying to climbing up.
That's an impressive 5 rebounds already. Just cleans them up, 2 of them off the offensive end as Tarangi. Oh, can't get the finish, but tipped back in by Tata.
Yeah, and a great job there from Tata. Incredibly athletic. So you need to make sure, if you're the Nelson Giants, get a body on him. But I love this from Ruben Tarangi, getting straight back downhill.
Couple of possessions left inside this quarter. Nelson Giants now just lead by 2. Smith Milner much more active in his production. He misses the bunny again, but a foul on Tata. He'll go back to the Chemist Warehouse.
And that's the thing with Toy Smith-Milner. You have to respect his jump shot. Gets Tata to bite with that wee up fake there, and then able to get downhill. Probably would have liked to finish that one, knowing Toy and his high standards, but not on that occasion. But I love the start from Toy Smith-Milner. I think he's a guy pre-game that we talked about needed to have a big one, and is doing so far.
Yeah, well, we spoke about him off here as well. He kind of molds to his players around him, like you were mentioning. He's only averaging just under 11 points per game, which is probably low by his standards. Hasn't needed to necessarily shine with the presence of Perahan and Liam Judd and what they've done, but he's got a mismatch on Tata today, and he's exploiting that.
Yeah, well, straight away, you've seen if they're going to pull Tata out and try to make him move his feet a wee bit, it's saying Tohi can look to exploit, so I'm loving this start from him.
Tarangi takes it on Sam Dempster, dumps it off to Ngatai. Ngatai finds some space, successful on that occasion.
Yeah, and Sammy Dempster has a hard job, but they're trying to get Ruben Tarangi in that mid to high post action and try to get him attacking Sammy D off the dribble. So I'd expect help to start collapsing, but this is the thing. Do you collapse too much off Tane Murray? The answer is probably not, because we know even though he hasn't got one to go yet, that can change really quickly.
Yeah, that could really change the game. If they do start to hit from outside, then it becomes increasingly hard to guard the likes of Ruben Tarangi.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I think Ruben Tarangi needs to continue to attack, and we know he is more than without a doubt capable of doing that this whole game.
Last possession here through Gatling. Gatling finds some space, somehow draws the foul. Not in pretty fashion, but gets it done anyway.
Yeah, and that's one of those tough ones. A pretty good defensive possession there. Jaden Bazant doing a good job staying in front, but maybe the ref's looking just a wee bit of contact on that last one. So Gatling, he's a guy that we know, 27.5 points a game, only 2 looks so far, but gives this Giants team a whole lot of firepower off the bench.
I mean, he has been relatively quiet by the standards that he set for himself over the last couple of games. 27.5 points per game across his 2 outings with the Nelson Giants.
And I think it's probably one of those things too, the other teams have started to look at, he's a serious weapon for this Nelson Giants side. The Tauranga Whai have clearly scouted that. You see, whenever they set away stagger screens, he's coming off. They're trying to be as physical as they can, not allowing him to get an easy catch.
Makes both from the Chemist Warehouse. And Ngatai will use his BNZ player timeout. You can use that QR code for your chance to win tickets to this season's games. Get amongst 5,000 available for your school groups, sports groups, or community groups to come along and see a Sal's NBL game. Who are they going to here?
Well, I'm trying to go straight back to Tarangi. You got a wee bit of time on the clock, maybe get him in that high action. You got Sam Dempster marking him or just checked out of the game. So looks like Liam Judd's going to take the job, but I'm trying to go straight back to Tarangi. 3.5 seconds is more than enough time to him to get downhill.
They go to Bazant instead, who gets the step on Matthews. It's too long, no putback. And an impressive first quarter for the Nelson Giants, who really kept away the Tauranga Whai.
Yeah, 3-point lead and upping that defense, which is a positive sign for both teams, really, going below their average right now. So a very defensive-minded game thus far, Maya.
Lots of basketball still to come here on Sky Sport. Don't go anywhere. No mai hoki mai, te whānau. Welcome back to Sal's NBL for your Saturday afternoon, and as well and truly delivering here in Tauranga, the Tauranga Whai, hosting the Nelson Giants, and it was the away team that came up on top at the end of the first quarter. Not the greatest offensive output from either side. Tom, I think that's fair to say?
No, not the greatest offensive output. And I'll tell you what's not as great as any large pizza at Sal's, 20% off, Maya.
In this economy.
Wow. Scan that QR code right now. But back into the second quarter action.
Yep, neither team shooting exactly how they would want to, but it is the first occasion they're taking each other on, so just feeling each other out. And a high era game to kick things off. Well, for both sides, it seems. It is looking a little bit like a Year 5 basketball team with the mistakes they're making, but that'll help for the Nelson Giants.
Yeah, that really well. That was absolute mayhem. But anyway, back to your usual programming.
Yeah, no idea what just happened there and how they managed to make those mistakes back to back. But that is what the Tauranga Whai just need to do. Ruben Tarangi, just do your thing.
Yeah, and absolutely. And if you're the Nelson Giants, you've had a lot of success, but maybe you start to look at how you can help out. Looks like Alex McNaught is going to take the job on Ruben Tarangi. Definitely has the strength, but again, Ruben Tarangi has the size. But in terms of these stats right now, Maya, we were talking off here, the Tauranga Whai have shot twice as many shots as the Nelson Giants. So the Tauranga Whai have done a good job in terms of second chance possessions with their offensive rebounds. And then also on top of that, the Nelson Giants turning the ball over 6 times already. So the Tauranga Whai are doing a pretty good job to stay in this game with that 25% shooting clip at the moment.
Yeah, that's far from impressive, and definitely Matt Lacey, we're looking for some things to change, and you know that'll help with Ruben Tarangi just active really early and makes both from the Chemist Warehouse. Back to 4. Hunt. Gatlin wants to catch up top. McNaught skips it over to Hunt. He just hit one from that spot. Somehow ends up with his offensive rebound. Hunt hot to start the second quarter.
And put that down to Tory Smith-Milner too, really trying to put the pressure on the glass, and in particular put the pressure on Kelly in that instance, able to get that second opportunity.
Murray again, not having his night.
And another offensive rebound for the Tauranga Whai, continuing to try stay in this game.
Not necessarily their strength. Typically, they average just 7 a game, which is 10th in the league, but they're needing second chance opportunities today.
Yeah, absolutely they are. And right now, it looks like the Tauranga Whai trying to keep the ball out of Alex McNaught's hands a wee bit and try to get them to get Gatling and both Cruz Hunt to bring the ball up.
Milner missed the floater on that occasion. Now it's Tarangi. Sees an open floor. Finds Murray on the backhand. What a finish! And the late and one for Tane Murray.
Yeah, and a great move there from Murray, seeing the back cut, and that's saying that he just needs to see the ball go through one time and all of a sudden he can get going. So great awareness we see there. Gatling caught sleeping a wee bit and then puts Toy Smith-Milner in a wee bit of a tough situation, tries to get out of the way, but Murray's momentum able to go into him and get the foul.
It's been great to welcome Tane Murray back to the Sal's NBL. You know, played when he was in high school, but he's been overseas, both in the ANBL and playing collegiate basketball. Averaging 21 points per game and second in minutes played, so a very trusted player for this program.
Yeah, absolutely. Really good to see him back. The last time, the 2020 showdown, playing for the Auckland Tuatara, and was causing problems there as a high school kid too. So great to see him back in the league for sure.
McNaught takes it on Tarangi. McNaught, like you said, having his best career in the Sal's NBL.
Yeah, I think so. Really trying to attack and not I guess not second guessing himself, trying to get downhill and cause problems for opposition, and is doing a great job again today.
Murray, Ngatai into Kelly. Kelly, the young gun, draws a bit of contact. Nice production there for the Whai.
Yeah, absolutely, and good ball rotation too. Got the Giants into rotation. See, McNaught was able to get down on Kelly, even though he was mismatched. Tried to get the trap. Liam Judd didn't quite come over in time. Maybe thought McNaught had him one-on-one, and then able to draw the contact. And Kelly thought he had a great rapid league game, showed a lot of energy, is now putting that over into the NBL game also.
Whai just 3 of 3 from the Chemist Warehouse this evening thus far. See former teammates Bazan and Pierre Hunt having a couple of words.
Yeah, they'll no doubt be chopping it up, Jaden and Cruz. I'd say they're very, very close mates, so they'll be having a good time going against each other for sure.
Pierre Hunt had nothing but good things to say in his pre-game interview about Tauranga Whai and how familiar he is. As we see an early timeout here called, I believe that might have been Fitchett, I'm not exactly sure, but it's a slim lead here for the Giants, just 23-19. Probably are going to make some adjustments coming out of this one.
Yeah, I think probably just the reset more than anything. You got the Tane Murray back cut, got into rotation a wee bit, so maybe just starting to look at a few wee things and try keep this Tauranga Whai team at a bay. But I think the biggest thing right now for the Nelson Giants is you need to box out. You got guys are causing a lot of trouble on the glass, and it's a collective effort from the Tauranga Whai, really putting pressure. Who are historically not a great rebounding team, so for them to be coming out and putting pressure on the Giants, it's definitely something Coach Fitchett needs to talk about.
7 offensive rebounds in this one. That is their season average.
Yeah, well, we're what, with nearly 13 minutes into this game, so Nelson Giants need to sort it out. Otherwise, this Tauranga Whai team, we know they've got some offensive weapons. You can't give them chances to get going.
Tauranga Whai crowd is absolutely loving it. Tell you what, Olivia Murray is not loving how long that Tauranga Whai huddle is going on. Matt Lacey getting as many words in as he can.
Oh, it's always a classic. Got the refs in the background trying to hurry up, blowing the whistle. I swear they blow it louder and louder every time. And you do your best to ignore it every time, but eventually you got to get it back out there and rip into it.
Well, I saw Thompson, having a couple of words to try and delay it as well.
Yeah, that's good strategy.
Great strategy.
Great strategy.
And what a guy to do it, the charismatic Thompson to just try and give them a little bit of a buffer. And here we are, a game delay warning. Both teams taking too long. Coaches have too many words to say after a pretty slow start for either side. We'll see how they respond out of this timeout. Dempster back in the mix. Gatling has to go one-on-one against Tarangi. To the cup he goes, just misses, and Luukkonen is going to be called for, oh, sorry, was that Dempster called for a foul on the rebound?
I tell you what, I don't know Amy Luukkonen personally, but if you just called him Sam Dempster with the haircut that he has, the haircut Sam Dempster has, I would be filthy mine.
That was terrible from me. That was, their haircuts could not be more opposite. I'm so sorry, Luukkonen.
There's not a hair out of place on that dome. Not a hair out of place.
Look at those luscious longs. Oh, golly, what have I done? I am so sorry to both parties. I mean, Dempster would be stoked.
Yeah, Sammy D be biggest fan right now, Maya, biggest fan.
Well, nonetheless, it is Tauranga Whai who need to respond out of this timeout. Smothered by Luukkonen as Murray. Tarangi draws the double team, gives it to the young Kelly. Oh, okay. Rookie on the vet, gets the bucket.
Yeah, I love that from Kelly. Tarangi did such a good job at drawing so much attention. And then Cruz Parrott Hunt with the unlucky bounce. And Kelly again, loving the production he's giving for this Tauranga Whai team.
2 of 9 from 3. Go the Nelson Giants. Ngatai, pretty slow start for him. He's just too long. And neither team finishing the ball well at all. As Pierre Hunt draws the foul in the backcourt. Don't think either team is don't think the Whai are very happy with that one.
Yeah, it looks like Ruben Tarangi's trying to lay his claim, saying that maybe he had his feet set and Cruz Parrott Hunt was the one that drew the contact. Ref thought that Tarangi was out of position on that instance, but ultimately, the ones in the striped uniforms, they had the final say.
Just having a bit of communication here, referee, and I think they might have had 6 players on the court just then, which you aren't allowed to do in basketball.
Love the effort though. Why not? Give it a crack.
I mean, the refs didn't realise, so you may as well. 6 minutes and some change to go on this quarter. The Giants one possession game. Hunt active out of the ball screen. Judd, just his third shot attempt of the game, I believe, and he's fouled on his way down.
Yeah, and Liam Judd, good attack out there. Obviously, Jaden Bazant has to do that high closeout with Liam Judd being such an active shooter. Just able to maybe that contact on the hip. Jaden Bazant didn't agree with it on that one, but Judd going to the free throw line to shoot too.
Just 24 years old, Liam Judd, but has made such a mark on the Sal's NBL so far. He's averaging a tick under 14 points per game, 4 rebounds, shooting it at 33% from deep.
Which I think is just a testament to his hard work and what he's put into this game. You know, he started as a development player with the Franklin Bulls, made the move south to the Manawatu Jets and made such an impact in that Jets team for those couple of years that he was here, and has now found a home in Nelson. Can speak for him and the fact that he loves Nelson, and he's definitely very happy there.
And what a move it's been for him. You know, it's been so good for his career.
Yeah, really has.
Murray looking to get active downhill instead. Poor boy, way off from deep. Thompson doing the work, doing the little things, trying to get the O board. But again, the drought continues for the Tauranga Whai. They are 1 of 16 from 3.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to get going when you're on that regard, but as we know, a team can turn around real quick. Basketball, long game, still plenty of basketball we've played yet.
Vera Hunt controlling traffic as per usual. Oh boy. Read that one like a book.
Yeah, the Whai doing a good job really sinking in the paint, not allowing any easy catches. And Cruz Vera Hunt with the loose pass there. Another turnover for the Nelson Giants.
Ngatai, the patience. Looking to see what he can cook up. Oh boy, into the body of Dempster. Dempster can't believe it. Cole Orboy, unafraid.
The young fella going straight through the chest of Sammy D, and Sammy D not a fan of that one, but the Tauranga Whai brought it within 2 points.
Lukanen, probing. Nothing playing out of this ball screen at the top. Vera Hunt finds an inch of space. Off the back rim it goes.
Yeah, and a great job just showing a lot of bodies with Cruz Vera Hunt. Still able to get the separation for the pull-up, just a wee bit long in that instance.
Thompson attacks on Matthews, the Rapid League matchup.
I was just about to say, those two have been going at it for 16 minutes already. Straight into it in the NBL game as well, but a great move there from Jet Thompson, trying to be aggressive and get this Tauranga Whai team some offensive rhythm.
We'll take another look at that. Oh boy, just barreling through Sam Dempster.
Almost a wry smile there on Sam Dempster's face. Straight through the chest.
Thompson just rattles out. It's been a really good couple of years for him at the Tauranga Whai. It's been there since their birth in 2024, but been playing in the NBL for quite some time now. 2020 with the Nuggets, the showdown year, and then a couple of years with the Bulls. So take a time out, the Whai back within 1.
Yeah, and straight away, just slowing down the Nelson Giants a wee bit. Looks like they're staying in their shows just a wee bit longer, but not as aggressive, so not allowing the Giants to get into easy rotation off short rolls, sinking it in a wee bit, not making those easy catches accessible, and it slowed the Nelson Giants down quite a lot. Their field goal percentage now down to 42% after sitting around 50% for the majority of this game.
So what do you think from here? Do you think they figure it out and find some offensive rhythm? Or do you think it's going to be one of those ugly punch for punch, just both teams battling hard?
Well, I feel like whatever I say, it'll be the opposite. So I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be one of those ones. I think both teams just have to thug it out a wee bit, try, you know, push the defensive tempo, try to be physical, set your precedent through that avenue. But hopefully I'm wrong, and we just get some upbeat, some shooting.
Looks like it's going to be a 120-point game for either side.
Yeah, there we go.
That.
Yep, let's go. But I think it's going to be one of those games with both teams, especially because they're so desperate in terms of where they both sit in the table, that they're going to need to just continue to fight. It's going to be a game of runs, but ultimately I think the team that just has that stick-to-itness, they can just keep rolling through.
Nice, great job.
Yep.
Ticking Casey Franks' box right now. And it hasn't been for a lack of effort today. It hasn't been. It's execution, isn't it?
No, it really is. I mean, if you look from the Tauranga Whai, we can talk about their shooting percentages. If you look at the Nelson Giants, it's the turnovers and the allowing Tauranga Whai to get those second chance opportunities. So I think the team that cleans it up, either one first, is going to be the team that runs away with this one.
Fine, Luukkonen on the short roll, out to Sam Dempster on an island, and he connects.
And a great job there from Luukkonen, got out of that screen really quickly. He's been hanging around a wee bit in those screens, so got out of that quick, caused the Giants to get into rotation, allowed Sam Dempster to be wide open.
Probably one of their most productive possessions out of the on-ball screen that they've had this game.
I think so, just with the intent alone in terms of being aggressive, as we see right there, it looks like Liam Judd's going to get the foul call in that instance, which unsure, but yeah, I think in terms of for the Nelson Giants, trying to be aggressive, get out of screens really quickly and move the ball. I think sometimes they get a wee bit guilty of just trying to dribble the air out of the ball a wee bit, keep it moving, get it side to side, try hit screeners. The call's been changed, offensive foul. Ngatai not happy. Disbelief on the man.
Yeah, Liam Judd was willing to accept that he was unhappy with the call, but moved on. Brad Clive saw something a little bit different and wanted to have a bit of a conversation.
Yeah, you can see the chicken wing
You're right.
a wee bit there. There we go. Man, tongue twister. But yeah, Jordan Ngatai taking a seat on the bench.
Just one of those things, you got to keep trucking with those kind of foul calls. I mean, Ngatai's been in Japan. Maybe they ref differently in Japan. Matthews getting active, blocked away by Tata. The big man says no.
The Nelson Giants looking for a goaltend on that instance. Coach Fitchett on his knees in disbelief. It's Tarangi straight back downhill.
Haven't seen a lot of that activity in the second quarter, but man, he's good at that.
Yeah, he really is, getting downhill on his right hand in particular. If he gets a step, he's so strong that he's able to bump you off and get easy buckets.
Matthews finds Judd. Nice little roadrunner catch there from Perahan. Matthews re-attacks. It's Falco Masters, an exasperated Tauranga Whai team.
Both teams right now.
Yeah.
Going at the referees in terms of what the calls is. But again, that comes down to that desperation. Both teams know how important this game is. They need to get this win to try stay in that top 6 hunt, because it's starting to get to that point in the season where if you can't string some wins together, you're worrying about next year.
McNaught back in the mix alongside Gatling. Comes off the curl action. Gatling dances with Thompson. Short on that one. Great box out, Tatum Murray.
And both teams struggling to get a wee bit of offense going right now, not able to get into the paint. I think that's the big thing, and that's where this guy has had so much success.
Another foul on Ruben Tarangi. Sam Dempster having an absolute mare today. But I think anyone has a nightmare against Ruben Tarangi.
Yeah, look, it's an incredibly tough cover and a really tough cover for Sammy D too, but they're really trying to get Tarangi high. You see the spacing, trying to keep that dead low there, the rest of them spread, and trying to leave Sammy D on an island. And Ruben Tarangi back to the Chemist Warehouse again to shoot two.
Tarangi, a veteran in the Sal's NBL and Tall Blacks as well. 76 caps for the Tall Blacks. He debuted for the Harbour Heat in 2012.
Harbour Heat, that is a serious blast from the past.
And Tarangi's still going strong in 2026. His 14th year in the league. McNaught battling. Dempster wants to get his own taste of it. Won't get the touch. And now here go the Whai in transition. Thompson leads the break. Masters loves the corner. And the Whai, they go out in front.
And that is a great sign for the Whai. Well, 1 of 15 before that. So to get that second one goes, we see an offensive foul. And all of a sudden, the tide's starting to change a wee bit. This Tauranga Whai starting to get their wind in their sails a wee bit.
And this is when you start to feel like teams are figuring each other out. The Whai, it is starting to connect. Take a look at Masters, and the whole bench is up, loving it.
And give that to Jet Thompson as well, in terms of looking to push the tempo straight away, try to get into the paint early doors, not allowing that Nelson Giants defense to get set. And then Xander Masters, we know in that corner, he is dangerous.
There's been some welcome energy off the bench. Jet Thompson. Murray. Masters. Tarangi. Bumps out Toby Smith-Milner. Weight room.
Yeah, it is a steady diet of Ruben Tarangi right now for the Tauranga Whai. And if you're the Nelson Giants, you have to start to show some bodies, because he is starting to get really comfortable attacking.
12 points of the 33 attributed to Ruben Tarangi. Gatling, just the 2 points on the evening thus far. Floats it up, doesn't get it to go, and it's all Tauranga Whai at the moment.
And straight away, all of a sudden, Tarangi straight back high. You see Jet Thompson, it's a great look from him. So all of a sudden now, we're out to a 7-point lead. So Nelson Giants need to try and find something here.
How good's Thompson been off the bench?
Yeah, he's been incredible off the bench. As Sammy Dempster has something to say about that. A great wee look there, Gatling coming off, getting Dempster on the pick and pop.
They needed that one, Nelson Giants, just cut the bleeding a little bit. It was like you said, the Whai got up to 7. Some sort of a zone makeup here, I believe, Tom?
Yeah, looks into a 3-2 it looks like, but then it's a lot of matchup and people starting to move a wee bit. But I like the change of strategy for the Giants, but they cannot allow those offensive rebounds, because now you've got another open look for 3.
Whai doing a great job on the offensive glass. They couldn't convert time around. And Gatling has an open floor. Gets it to Toy Smith-Milner. Great basketball. Judd hit every part of the rim before going down.
I tell you what, an incredibly athletic move, and there's a whole lot of strapping on that knee, and still able to get up and under. It looks like the Tauranga Whai are now going to sit down and talk about it. But both teams, Maya, starting to get their rhythm and momentum a wee bit.
Yeah, I like this, and the way that the Giants were able to respond without a timeout. It was a 7-0 run for the Tauranga Whai. There was an offensive foul in there as well, but the Giants a punch right back.
Yeah, absolutely, through that pick and pop 3 through Dempster, and then we see there the first one, Dempster, a great look, still a good hand from Tarangi, but Dempster often shoots it a wee bit higher when he gets that hand, and Liam Judd, the up and under, ever athletic.
Been some great energy on either side and some great contributions from the bench, especially Dempster with 6 points. He's got 2 of 3 from downtown. Thompson, I think, has been the notable one from me off the bench for the Tauranga Whai, just bringing the energy that they were probably missing.
Yeah, and I mean, not necessarily showing up in terms of the box score with 3 points and 1 rebound at the moment, but what he's done is just generate a bit more pace for this Tauranga Whai team. Ruben Tarangi talked about it pre-game. This Tauranga Whai team wants to try push the ball back at the Nelson Giants, not allow their defense to get set, and Jet Thompson's been a bit of a catalyst for them in doing that.
Couple of possessions left inside the first half. Neither team has got out to a double-digit lead. Pero Hunt is going to be back in the midst now, and Bazant check back in for the Tauranga Whai. Let's see if they can get something here. Tarangi, he's got 12 points, and the next best effort is Nick Stoddart, who we haven't seen for a while.
No, we haven't. Ruben Tarangi alongside his 12 points, 6 rebounds and 4 assists to go with that too. So really having a mark on this game.
It's coming off a 37-point performance against the Hawks, but he also had 8 rebounds and 4 assists. There he is, right on cue. Absolutely unstoppable.
That is brilliant in terms of getting that action, looking to get that front cut. Cruz Parrot Hunt closing out hard, because we know Tarangi can shoot the 3, but what a read in that instance. And also great awareness from Masters, knowing that Tarangi's going to be trying to come out of that corner. That's a tough finish.
I mean, great defense from Toy Smith-Milner. It was a great roadrunner catch from Tarangi, just a full head of steam. As the Nelson Giants have their BNZ player timeout, you can scan that QR code for your chance to win tickets to this season's games. They would love a bucket out of this.
Yeah, I think so. It'll be interesting to see where they go. I think if you're the Nelson Giants, you want to try to take as much time off that clock as possible. I expect the ball to maybe be in Gatling or Cruz Parrot Hunt's hands. Looks like Gatling might be coming out to get it.
12 on the clock. Who do they go to here? Gatling has the ISO ball on Masters, leaves it short. And he doesn't have a BNZ player timeout. Ngatai already used it. A little bit of confusion there between the two.
And I wonder, what is the call in that instance?
Is that a tee?
That could be a technical foul. I mean, if we're looking at NCAA and America rules, that is definitely a technical foul. But it'll be interesting to see what the referees call here, because there was not a BNZ player timeout available.
It doesn't look like they're going to have any kōrero about that.
Have to get the rule book out.
Yeah, I
have a
don't.
wee gander.
So Brad and Fitch and Lacey just having some communication here. Oh, to be a fly on a wall in that conversation.
Yeah, well, very calm from both sides. I mean, both comfortable with each other. So Coach Fitchett's showing some acrobatics there too. So looks like we'll just be going to half-time and shake hands and move on.
Well done and well handled by the official Brad Clive. So at half-time, the Tauranga Whai have a 37-33 lead over the Giants. Welcome back to halftime here in Tauranga. It is the Whai hosting the Nelson Giants. How good is this fan base here in Tauranga, showing out for their home team? But we have intel. We know that the Nelson Giants fans are showing up out of town.
Yeah, apparently the McCashin's tap room is throwing an absolute party at the moment. Apparently Ellie Granger, Van and a Man legend, is shouting everybody drinks. So make sure, Nelson faithful, you get down to the McCashin's tap room and get yourself a free beverage. Chemist Warehouse stats, Ruben Tarangi is really making his mark in this one and is straight into it. A balanced scoring outfit from the Nelson Giants, but Ruben Tarangi has been the deciding factor in this one so far, Maya.
Yeah, I mean, the contributions have been pretty limited outside of him. He's also getting his work done on the glass. I mean, a really good rebounding outfit for the Whai in general, given that it's not their strength.
Yeah, absolutely, especially on the offensive glass, they're really making their mark. And Toy Smith-Milner had 5 rebounds in the first quarter, but none there in the second quarter. Cruz Parrott-Hunt also making a feature, but Ruben Tarangi, again, featuring all throughout the Chemist Warehouse stats at the moment. And that's been the deciding factor in this game. So if you're the Nelson Giants, how do you slow Ruben Tarangi down, but also keep guys like Tane Murray and Jordan Artsai out this game?
Tata and Judd with the lone blocks, each apiece. And a few steals across the board. Murray, Stoddard, Hawkboy, Parrott-Hunt, and Dempster. So, you know, not a first half to write home about by any regard, Tom, but what can we expect for the second half?
Yeah, I think both teams will be talking about this. I would expect both teams to try to be moving the ball a bit more and just up the pace. Right now, even though there has been a wee bit of up and down tempo, I'd like to see the side-to-side tempo in the half-court sets to try and, you know, get some momentum going for both of these sides.
Plenty of basketball still to come here on Sky Sport. Don't go anywhere. 20 minutes of basketball is ahead. No mai hoki mai, e te whānau, and welcome back to Sal's NBL for your Saturday afternoon. It is the Tauranga Whai hosting the Nelson Giants this afternoon, the first matchup of these two for the season. And it is the Tauranga Whai who came out better in the second half after being down a majority of it. Tom, we spoke about this at halftime, but not necessarily the flashiest offensive output from either side. but they did catch wind a little bit in the end of the second quarter.
Yeah, both teams started to get their wind under their sails a wee bit, as we see right there in terms of the Your Shout vote. The Giants faithful still coming out strong, but this Tauranga Whai team started to turn a corner a wee bit in terms of attacking to the hoop, and I think the bench production they got, not necessarily in terms of the points, but just the well-roundedness in terms of the energy that they brought. So 11 bench points compared to the Giants, 10, but Gatling and Dempster the only ones off the bench. But Gatling's been someone, 27.5 points a game, only sitting at 4 right now. So the Whai have done a really good job at containing him. But like we talked about, Maya, the Giants' spacing is something they needed to look at properly so they can actually utilize Gatling properly in those actions.
He's kind of coming off that stagger with not a lot of spacing, and like we mentioned earlier in the game, he has been outstanding in the first couple of games, 27.5 points per game in his first 2 outings, but a low production in terms of just 4 points on the evening tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think the Tauranga Whai have done a good job at trying to disrupt him and not make life easy, and then have done a good job at clogging in the paint. So I think if you're the Nelson Giants, try not to dribble the air out of the ball, keep the ball moving, try to get the Tauranga Whai into rotation, continue to attack. And then the same thing could be said for the Tauranga Whai. So I think the team that's about to do that and try expose the other team's defense a bit could be the team that comes out on top today.
It's going to be interesting to see what the Tauranga Whai do. I mean, Ruben Tarangi, he's got 14 points, and the next level of production has come from Stoddard with 5, who has not returned. So I'm wondering if there is some sort of injury that we missed. I'm not sure because he hasn't returned since he first came out. He's got 5 points. He is the next leading scorer behind Tarangi with 14.
Yeah, and I mean, teams are the only way this Whai team is really staying in minus Ruben Tarangi is they're all putting so much pressure on their offensive glass. You got Tane Murray with 2-0 boards, Tata with 2-0 boards, Natai with an 0 board, then Kelly, Thompson, Masters all with 0 boards as well. Been really impressed with Kelly's production, that man on screen right there. Having a bit of a yarn, resetting, getting ready to bring the same thing in the second half.
And it looks like Stoddard is out in this one. He's put his hoodie back on. Must be game time for him, unfortunately. And for the Whai, they've just lost their starting point guard.
But come with the man, come with the hour, come with the man, Jaden Bazant, 50th game. He'll be up for it. He's broken Nelson Giants fans' hearts a few times, that's for sure. So having a bit of a yarn with Alex McNaught at the moment, but no doubt. Oh, there you go, serious face. We're on, Maya, we are on.
As soon as that whistle blows, there's no jokes anymore. And he could be a serious part of a win for the Tauranga Whai, Jaden Bazant, with his skill. Here he is, assessing the situation. Nice little jumper on McNaught, and that's just what he does.
And he's so effective at pulling up, going to his left, you know, able to create so much separation, both fading and with his step back. So great job there. And Natai straight into this game.
Dream start for the Tauranga Whai. The and one from Natai puts them up by 8.
And that's what Jordan Natai does so well. You know, a really strong defender, but then also does a really good job of getting his hands in passing lanes. And right there, the Nelson Giants coming out of halftime just a wee bit flat. Tough finish to start there from Bazant, but just falling asleep a wee bit. And then Jordan Natai able to bump off Liam Judd, get the foul.
And what a finish on his offhand as well.
Yeah, well, the funny thing about Jordan Natai is, in terms of a scout, it's hard because he's a left-handed shooter, but is so comfortable shooting in the post with his right hand, and then also he finishes mostly with his right hand. So talented old man, he won't mind me saying.
That's a headache if I've ever seen one for anybody scouting him. Luking it just off to the left. Judd tried to pick that one off, and now they're in an advantage. Tauranga Whai up and not in for Natai. He's frustrated with that miss.
Yeah, he really is. And straight away the Giants get downhill to Liam Judd. With the bunnies able to throw that down, and that's a bit of a settler for the Nelson Giants after a slow start.
Bazant at helm of point guard duties now. Tarangi. Back to Bazant. No activity yet from Tarangi after a big first half. Natai steps back. Won't nail it. A stagnant possession offensively for the Whai.
Yeah, not really much doing there for the Tauranga Whai. And Cruz Perahunter does a great job and then able to get straight back downhill And it's another strong game so far for Cruz Pera Hunt. 9 points to go with 5 rebounds. Fresh off that 27-point, 15 rebound performance against the Hawks.
Bazant. Again, just a little bit stagnant for the Phi. He has nailed the triple though. Jaden Bazant in his 50th game for the Tauranga Whai. Feeling it.
And what a luxury to have coming off your bench. You know, Stoddart goes down with injury, and then Jaden Bazant, he is without a doubt a starter level player in this league. So what a great opportunity for him to come out and show out.
Off the back rim for Nort. Flirting here with a double-digit lead. Tane Murray, again, leaves it short. He is not having a night from 3.
Yeah, not so far. And again, I don't mind that from Tane Murray. You know, although he hasn't got it going, this is a guy that can get going really quickly. So any open looks, he's got to keep shooting with confidence.
Lukanen, low production from him as well. Judd in the corner. Needed that, the Nelson Giants go through Liam Judd.
And a great hit. And Cruz Pera Hunt does such a good job at using his body when he gets into the paint. He does draw attention. Liam Judd, feet set, is a great look for the Giants.
Bazant drops it off to Tata. Tata misses the bunny. Here come the Giants through Judd. McNaught surveying. They get it to Pera Hunt. Nice. Finds it to Lukanen. The subtle flush. And it's going to be enough for a timeout for Matt Lacey in the Tauranga Whai.
Yeah, and again, the Tauranga Whai coming out strong, but the Giants not having to use a timeout, but being able to respond. But I think that comes down to Lukanen again doing a great job at getting out of screens a whole lot quicker. Because the reality is, if you hang around that screen too long, it allows the Tauranga Whai defense to help get set. So you see the first one here, Liam Judd throws that thing down. Cruz Pera Hunt able to catch that. Ngatai helping in. Liam Judd, and then the last one, see Lukanen get out of that screen really quickly, not able to get them into rotation. The finish hammer, throwing it down.
Nicely done, the finish hammer. I think that's a deserved nickname for Lukanen.
Yeah, there was another one that was thrown around, but I can't remember off the top of my head. The finisher? Oof.
Is that one? Or?
I see, I like it, Maya.
Oh,
I see you.
I'm
with it.
Oh, that old thing?
I'm with it.
The thing I love about Amy Lukanen, though, he's so efficient in his movements, and he's going to do whatever you need him to do. And in that occasion, that is just exactly what you need out of your big man. Being a role player, but then slipping out in that occasion and then getting the dunk.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be open for any screener for the Nelson Giants. But you see the Tauranga Whai are trying to get out there, varying between a quick show and then also a hard show. But they're out and above that screen really early. So I think if you're a screener for the Nelson Giants, don't hang around too long. Try to get out early.
Thompson back in the mix now. Looks like they're going to go between Thompson and Bazant for the point guard duties the rest of this occasion. Tarangi. Sagging off him is Smith Milner. And it seems like a good business decision.
Yeah, I think so. The way Ruben Tarangi's continued to attack the hoop, I think you got to try and make him prove it from three-point land. So a good decision from Smith Milner there.
He slips out of the ball screen and is comfortable from any range. Smith Milner, great activity on the offensive glass, but just not enough.
Sammy Dean looking at his hands going, how did I not get that one?
They would have loved that one coming out of the timeout. They've fought to be back within 3. Kelly has played some good minutes off the bench. Tarangi goes one better from the same spot.
And that's a great look from Ruben Tarangi. And again, if you're the Nelson Giants and Ruben Tarangi's now hitting 3-pointers, you are in trouble.
17 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists already for Tarangi. There'll be another possession for the Giants through Gatling. Gatling finds Pera Hunt somehow, just short. It has not been a good day from 3 for anybody in the gym.
No, it really hasn't. And I think put that a lot down to other teams allowing them to not get in the paint so much, but again, just making other teams' offense be really stagnant as Ruben Tarangi has another look.
I mean, I think if you're... I was just stopped short by how much contact there was. I think our referees will have a bit of a chat. It's going to be a foul on Ngatai, I believe, just taking Pera Hunt on the way down. But I think if you're the Nelson Giants, you're pretty happy with Ruben Tarangi settling for threes. I mean, he's much more of a force when he's going downhill.
Yeah, well, I think for a start, he's hit 1 3. That's all right. 2 threes, okay, but as soon as he starts hitting 3 or 4, then that's when you might have to make a change. But right now, he's been so effective getting downhill that you have to live with something. I think the three-point shot is probably the one to live with.
Can't take away everything.
No, you absolutely can't.
Farrah Hunt, better spacing on that action. Dempster just left on that one. Luukkonen doing what he does best. Clean up job, and they're back to 4.
Yeah, and a great job there from Luukkonen. The Nelson Giants haven't put too much pressure on the offensive glass, so it's something they're really going to have to try and make the most of.
Tarangi battling his way through, blocked by Sammy D. It's ugly, but the Giants come up with it. They've got a bit of pace behind them now. Gatling through contact. It's missed, and Luukkonen can't get the O-board. Back the other way we go. Got to catch my breath.
Yeah, we're starting to get up and down a wee bit after a bit of a slow start. You see right now going straight back to Tarangi in the post, and great help there from Luukkonen, but they'll call the foul.
That's going to be on Sam Dempster again, having a hard time against Tarangi. Late foul call from Brad Clive. Again, Sam Dempster not keen on that one.
Yeah, if we look again on the replay, yeah, I mean, hard to tell fully from that angle. Didn't look like too much contact, but again, Ruben Tarangi putting so much pressure on the rim.
3 personal fouls for Sam Dempster, but of course, you trust him and his veteran knowledge to not do it again.
Well, that's it. And you've still got the likes of Tohi Smith-Milner, who's sitting there ready to go, just catching his breath at the moment. So Sammy D can afford to be a bit aggressive and try, force Tarangi out of the lane a wee bit.
Gatling gives it back, finds Farrah Hunt, and it's going to go through hands. Fire have been very active in that regard. Masters goes straight at Dempster, and now the Giants go the other way. You can hear Fitch urging them to go. Judd leaves it well short. Dempster keeps it alive. And now the Fire want to go in transition.
Yeah, it is up and down at the moment, and these aren't bad looks. We got another turnover. Sammy D back. I think that Gatling just settle down, lads. Let's take a breath and let's just try and get a better look here.
Go to a horn set. That's one of the first times we've seen this today. Luukkonen gets out again quickly, finds Dempster. Gatling has a lot of space, just leaves it short, and that's been the tale of today.
It really has, Maya, in terms of both teams often coming out short in this instance. The Giants maybe the second night of a back-to-back, but the Tauranga Whai will be saying that they'll be looking at be a few shots at practice this week, no doubt.
Ngatai. Tarangi gets the step on Judd. Unorthodox stop from Liam Judd there, but nonetheless tips it out of bounds.
Yeah, almost like he was going to go flat over his face there, but able to, you know, get the deflection. And it looks like now the reinforcements are going to come in for the Tauranga Whai, and then also McNaught, Smith-Milner are going to come back in for the Nelson Giants as well.
Just 3 on the shot clock here for the Whai. They're going to have to produce something pretty quick. They'll go through Murray, who hasn't hit one tonight after a few attempts, and that's a vicious rebound there from Luukkonen.
Yeah, I was about to say, Jaden Bazant nearly copped a big finish elbow to the face, but able to get out of the way in that instance.
Gatling putting some pressure on the rim and draws a foul on the young Cole Hallboy on that occasion.
Yeah, I think a great look from Gatling. Struggled from the field tonight, hasn't been able to get going, 1 of 9 right now. But I think the best way to get back into this game is to get downhill, try to draw some contact, get yourself to the Chemist Warehouse, and go again. But then looks like hoops at schools, the deep south, the dirty south. Love
Nice.
it.
Purple work shirt. You can scan that QR code to get hoops in your schools. Thanks to Chemist Warehouse, and in conjunction with Basketball New Zealand, scan the QR code, chuck in your details for your chance to get a new hoop in your school or a park near you. 2 made free throws for the Giants, brings them back to a 1-possession lead. Thompson now, looks like a bit of a 2-3 zone here for the Giants. McNaught pressuring up top. Thompson gets the on ball from Tata. Thompson floats it up and not in. And here go the Giants. A little pep in their step. Smith-Milner back in the mix. Great pass. somehow tipped away. Well, keep possession. No argument there from Smith-Milner. Oh no, it is a foul call.
Yeah, Tori Smith-Milner, the old eyebrow raise in that instance, but I love that from Gatling, coming off, drawing the attention, whips that pass to Smith-Milner, and again, it's the Nelson Giants getting out of those screens really quickly, not allowing the Tauranga Whai to come and help, and Tori does a good job often at not even setting the screen and just slipping like you've seen in that instance there. A very smart play around that pick and roll action.
Do you think the Tauranga Whai are going to stay in their coverage and just give up that short roll a little bit more and allow them to rotate out of that, or do you think they will make some adjustments?
Well, I think, again, I wouldn't be surprised if the Tauranga Whai start to throw a couple wee defenses in to try throw the Nelson Giants off a wee bit, but I think they'll have to start stepping up in rotation. Obviously, it allows guys like Liam Judd to get looks at three, but I think you do need to start to make a change if they can continue to get downhill.
Poor boy, all alone on his catch. Can't make it count, and McNaught just gives up a little bit of a silly foul on the way down.
Yeah, and a great look there from Hopoi again in that mid-post, able to get a nice wee float, get his own rebound, and then McNaught gives the foul on that instance. It looks like his third of the evening thus far, so Liam Judd taking a seat, but we need McNaught to stay out of foul trouble in this instance.
Yeah, Dempster, Luukkonen and McNaught all with 3 personal fouls. No foul trouble on the other side for the Whai. Hopoi, Bazant back in the mix. Thompson from way downtown. It's not going to count. Giants could take the lead again. A few lead changes in the mix here. Gatling steps back. Smith-Milner whacks it out to Bazant, and dangerous scenes now. Oh, Gatling. He cannot believe it.
Obviously feels like he got the ball in that situation, Gatling. But you look there, Hopoi, again, we've seen a lot of long rebounds going out. It's just allowed the other team to get out and transition, and both looking to push the ball back and forth. Neither team able to really capitalize on it, as we're looking at another low-scoring quarter we see on the replay. Yeah, not sure the old head back there from Hopoi. Maybe well sold, but again, in games like this where it's nitty-gritty, it's those little things you have to do to be able to get yourself over the hump. So well done by the young fella.
And you got to adjust to the referees, right? If you're the Nelson Giants, they've been not allowing a whole lot of physicality and things like that, where you roll the dice and go for a steal. Probably going to call it. They're not going to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think especially in a game like this where things aren't really going, it's easy to get frustrated. So you got to make sure that you stay the course, not allow these little things to have a bigger roll-on effect. So I think for both teams, it's not trying to get caught up in those little things, stick to the process and let the results come.
Great minutes off the bench for Hopoi, the 17-year-old. Back out in front by 2 go the Whai. Hasn't reached double digits at all in this game. Smith-Milner really active on the offensive glass in these last couple of possessions. And it's going to be Tane Murray whistled for a rebounding foul.
And again, that's what Tori Smith-Milner needs to do. It looked like Tane Murray was almost trying to get out of the way a wee bit, but Smith-Milner does a good job in initiating that contact, getting Murray out of position, and it looks like Nelson Giants will have an opportunity to try tie this game.
They go to Gatling in the corner. Smith-Milner searching. Tara Hunt gets the on ball. Shot clock at 6. Tara Hunt has to make something work here. Tane Murray, excellent defensive pressure. What a position for the Tauranga Whai.
Yeah, absolutely. Just really locked in. The Nelson Giants seen a lot of bodies, especially in the lane. And then Tane Murray, a great one-on-one effort there in front of Cruz Parrott Hunt, who's had a lot of success at the end of shot clock this season.
Just under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Thank you for joining us here on Sky Sport, ESPN, FIBA YouTube, wherever you are in the world. Tarangi back in the mix, active early. Murray again, 0 of 6. So uncharacteristic.
And great looks. These are great looks from Tane Murray, and all he needs to see is one go down. So no doubt he'll be continuing to let that fly.
Smith-Milner thought he drew the foul. So now the Whai can push with pace that they love to play with. They'll go through Bazant and Tata. Tarangi Just slowing things down here for the last shot of the quarter. Tarangi is going to set that one. Bazant, the mismatch, works on Luukkonen. Step back, no good on the buzzer. And that'll be us for the third quarter of action. I mean, great look for Bazant.
Yeah, Jaden Bazant, he's so crafty in that mid-range, and that left-hand step back, super comfortable. But the Tauranga Whai holding on to a 2-point lead in a very low-scoring affair this afternoon.
Third quarter of action coming up soon. Sorry, fourth quarter of action coming up soon. We'll see you very shortly. Welcome back, whānau, to the last quarter of action here in Tauranga. It has been a spectacle so far. Neither team getting out to more of a lead than 8 points. Back to a 2-point deficit in what's been a low-scoring affair this evening. I think that's well fair to say. And there's 10 minutes left to see whatever team wants to work harder and get it done. And what better to supplement an evening of NZNBL action than 20% off any large pizza. Scan that QR code to use the online code SalesMVP26.
Well done, Maya. Fantastic. What a way to start the fourth.
It's what
Let's
I do.
get it.
It's what I do. 10 minutes of action to see who gets this win in a desperate basketball game for both these teams, sitting lower on the table than they would want. Just 3 wins apiece for either side. And it's not a desired look coming out of the quarter, is it?
Yeah, well, Shane Gatling, we know he can make that shot, but often short, just lacking the legs a wee bit in the second night of a back-to-back, and 1 of 11 now from the field. And an offensive foul from Tata.
Doesn't look good for Gatling on his way down. I mean, it's a benefit for the Nelson Giants and getting a defensive stop. Tata's a big boy.
Yeah, maybe just a wee bit of knee-on-knee contact, as we see there. Yeah, just a bit of a stinger, no doubt. Those ones coming off those screens, the big kind of sticks that knee out a wee bit. And Gatling, hopefully that can, for the Giants fans, that can kickstart his legs a wee bit to get up and underneath him when he shoots those jumpers.
Yeah, been leaving pretty much everything short, and you can probably attest a little bit of that to them just playing on Thursday evening and having to turn around and travel again. It's been an uncharacteristically short shooting night for kind of everyone on this Giants squad. Luukkonen gets it to Pera Hunt. These two so good out of their 2-man game. They go to Luukkonen, who works on Murray. He's swarmed defensively, finds Gatling somehow, and there it is, Tom Ingham, you called it.
Just a wee bump to the knee to get it going. But again, a great look, got into rotation, a good double, but Luukkonen able to make that pass, and Gatling, he'll be stoked to see one go down.
Bazant wants to play out of the 2-man game with Tata. Finds Tarangi, who's been passive these last few minutes. Ngātai been quiet all night. finds a gap. He gets it up. No, he doesn't. He doesn't get it up in time. It's a stop for the Giants once again.
Yeah, great defensive position there from the Giants, able to do a good job staying in front, get them to the last few seconds. Ngatai trying to make the most out of nothing really there for the Whai, but Nelson Giants, another stop with a 1-point lead.
And look to go back to Gatling off the Iverson cut. Smith Milner probably missed him there on the roll. Tara Hunt, just 9 points tonight. Lips it over to Smith Milner, the high catch, release, tipped back by Tara Hunt, no. Smith Milner, Gatling, shot clock at 8. He's hit one, can't hit the other. Tara Hunt probably just needed to just chill out a little bit.
Yeah, I think maybe didn't realize how open he was, just brushed off the defender, but trying to tip it in, but not quite in that instance.
Tarangi, not even looking to score, Tom.
No, I think the Nelson Giants trying to show bodies, and then I think if you get the ball moving like the Whai are, that's where you're going to get Tarangi in action.
Ngatai, oh my goodness, off 1 foot. That is Jordan Ngatai if I've ever seen him.
And I don't know if any of the viewers would have seen Mike pitch it there, giving him the wave off after he hits that 1-footed three. That was fantastic. But Jordan Ngatai now looking like he's in a bit of pain. Hoping that's not too serious.
Yeah, must have, you know, kind of hit a finger or something rather, but he looks like he's in some serious pain. He's doubled over. Looks like he might be holding his wrist potentially.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to take a seat.
Oh, and that's a real shame for the Whai, because it looks like that might be him. You already lost Stoddard, and now all of a sudden you're losing another big piece in Jordan Ngatai. Just hoping that's not serious. He's gonna have to miss extended time.
Can't quite tell what he's exactly holding. Is it his right arm or? Yeah, hoping that isn't too serious. Might just need a little bit of time to get rid of the shock of the pain. Toy Smith Milner does well to keep that one alive. Shot clock at 3. Tara Hunt. Now that's the aggressive mindset that he needs. He doesn't make it count, but it's so good.
Yeah, it really is. And, you know, Cruz has been so effective in that, getting downhill, going to his right and to his left as well, as we see showtime.
Give me that. Nick Tata comes to life when they need it the most.
Big time hit there from Tata, and again, that gets the wind under the sails a wee bit for the Tauranga Whai. And all of a sudden, a 4-point lead.
Gatling, but a one-on-one basketball, not quite the style of the Nelson Giants. And again, Tauranga Whai, they love the pace. And what a run it has been. Fitch has no other option but to call a timeout.
And a great job there from Jaden Bazant, pushing the tempo. And the Tauranga Whai, you see, starting to pick up in confidence a wee bit, even with a couple of players suffering injuries at the moment. But I think this Nelson Giants side is getting far too guilty of just playing one-on-one type of basketball, not moving the ball and getting it around to Ngatai just before he went off and injured. And then Tata, boom shakalaka. Jaden Bazant with the tough finish there too. Tauranga Whai starting to get their wind under their sails a wee bit.
6 points, the deficit. I mean, it's nowhere near the end of the world for the Giants, but they need to respond, and offensively, they just really haven't had an answer today. Liam Judd is very quietly the leading scorer with 12 points. Tara Hunt and Gatling in behind with 9, but 2 of 14 and 4 of 13 respectively on the evening. It's not really been a flash offensive output, and now they need to find an answer.
Yeah, they really do. And I think for the Nelson Giants, it's going to be by committee. You can't get into a situation where it's going to be one guy that's trying to pull them out of it. They've had so much success in that high pick and roll, getting out of that screen action early, especially when the Tauranga Whai are trying to hard show and they're slipping out without even necessarily setting the screen, getting the Whai into rotation. So I think get back to that. And if you're the Tauranga Whai, I think you're having success when you're moving the ball around and then getting out and running.
And they've extended their pressure a little bit there, the Tauranga Whai.
Yeah, I like that. Try to put the Giants out of flow a wee bit, and now all of a sudden going back into horns action with the stagger with Parrot Hunt coming off.
They'll find Smith Milner on the slip. Gatling, again, He's hit 1 this quarter, but other than that, he just 1 of 7.
Yeah, tough shooting night for Gatling. I think a better look there for the Nelson Giants, better action, but all of a sudden straight away, the Whai starting to get into rotation as Ruben Tarangi with the up and under.
He reappears. He reappears, Ruben Tarangi. Bit of passiveness from the perimeter from him, and then he just decides he wants to get going again, and then he doesn't.
And see Cruz Barrett Hunt trying to get into the post, but right now the Giants just look a wee bit out of sorts, just nothing really going. The Whai doing a great job of just junking it up a wee bit.
Gatling loses control. That is not what the doctor ordered. And again, this pace for the Whai has been exactly the reason it's a double-digit lead.
And we talked about whatever team was going to start to get that momentum and get flowing. It looks like it's the Tauranga Whai, and put that down to Jaden Bazant as well. Coming out in the second half with Stoddard being out with injury and really getting it going is great block there from Kelly.
How good's 10 minutes off the bench been for Josh Kelly, doing everything his role asks of him and keeping Para Hunt quiet.
Yeah, absolutely, and just putting a lot of pressure on the glass. See, right now the Whai moving the ball. That ball popping is going to start to get great looks, and all of a sudden you've got space for Tarangi to get downhill just like that.
Well defended on that occasion, though, by the Giants. That is the stop they needed. You don't want it to get out to any more than it is currently. Judd, we might have pulled that one. It's tipped away by Tarangi. Giants just a little bit unsure of themselves offensively at the moment.
Yeah, a wee bit. I think they're just right now going through the motions a wee bit and then getting into a situation where they're having to try isolate themselves and get a bit of one-on-one. I'd like to see guys look to continue to attack off those second side type of actions and then get the ball moving and keep continuing to try and make motion.
Luukkonen finds Judd. Dempster in the corner. There is not much more you can ask for.
Perfect. Again, it's the same thing. That's where the Giants have been able to capitalize, is through that short pick and roll. Luukkonen getting out, making the right read. Liam Judd making a great extra pass to Dempster in the corner.
Tarangi. Kelly now gets it to Tane Murray. Murray. Hesitating. Finds Bazant. Bazant loves a big moment. Doesn't get it done. It's going to stay with the Whai. A big battle down low. It's not won by Luukkonen.
Yeah, an interesting one there. And again, put that down to Kelly. Coming in and making the impact. Sam Dempster doesn't agree with it, but the young fellow really coming in, making his mark on this game through his energy alone. 3 rebounds now, but doing so much more than just that.
And great signs for the Whai. I mean, both with that layup there from Tarangi, but Ngatai back in the mix as well.
And that's great to see in terms of Jordan Ngatai being able to recover from that stinger it looked like before.
Para Hunt, a tough night for the Giants' leading scorer. To foul on the rebound, but they're going to need to start really producing and really getting some stops.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing. That last one from Ruben Tarangi, it's way too easy if you're a Nelson Giants fan. He's been so effective getting downhill to his right hand. The fact that there's no resistance there, especially when the Whai haven't been lighting up, shooting 17% from downtown, there has to be bodies in the lane.
Judd pulls it from the corner, and they would have liked that one.
Yeah, they would have. That's a great look. Liam Judd he's been the high scorer, the only one in double digits, the leading Giants score at 12 points. So a very low scoring affair for this Nelson Giants side.
No rush here for the Tauranga Whai. They go through Murray. Works on McNaught. Does a great job defensively. And they do secure the rebound through McNaught. He's going to attack on Bazant. Finds Luukkonen. Para Hunt. Looks for the slip. Gets it into Luukkonen. Luukkonen, great patience, and it's exactly what they needed.
Yeah, I think a great different look because they haven't been able to get too downhill off any pick and roll type action in terms of dribble drives. Yes, off the high screen and roll, but good to see Luukkonen trying to go to the post, just get something settled. We'll see Gatling trying to come back into this game, see if he can make a big impact in this last 3 minutes.
Big free throws coming for Amy Luukkonen. 23 years old. Finnish man, and he leaves it short.
Yeah, can't finish on that occasion. Like that one? Do you like that?
It wasn't terrible. Not your best work,
Yes.
not your worst work.
But can on that one. So
Finishes
Nelson
on that
Giants,
one.
there we go. 8-point game. So last we stand. Let's see if the Tauranga Whai can withstand this last wee Nelson Giants push.
Go through the trusty hands of Bazant and Tarangi. So much experience between the two of them. Murray, Bazant, Tarangi gets the catch. Dangerous scenes, nice tip there. Pera Hunt. Now 8 seconds. The Whai are forced to play with. Lacey done a great job with this Whai squad of his last couple of years. Ngatai has been quiet, doesn't deliver.
Great rebound there from Smith Milner, and now the Nelson Giants need to try and push the tempo, see if they can get a good one. See if Gatling can come to life. It looks like he's going to try getting high pick and roll action with Dempster.
Nice find, gets it back, pulls it, doesn't connect. Again, another missed triple there, 7 of 32.
Yeah, it's like we talked about the Nelson Giants. They sometimes live and die by the three-point line, and it just hasn't been one of those nights for them. So the Tauranga Whai a chance to get to double digits.
Ngatai finds a lane. He's been so good at changing his tune and getting to the rim. Hasn't had a good night from beyond the arc, which we don't see very often. And he's really put the Giants on the back foot. It is a 10-point deficit.
And that comes down to experience too. It looks like we see the tape on the fingers there, so it might have been a finger injury, but in that instance, Jordan Ngatai, we know he shoots left-handed, but so good at getting to his right hand. And put that down to experience too. You know, this is a guy that's been around the block, been in a lot of big moments, multiple-time NBL champion, so even though he's not having the best shooting night, currently 3 of 12, able to stick it out and hit a big-time bucket to maybe put this a wee bit out of reach for this Nelson Giants team that is struggling down the offensive end at the moment.
Well, there's really been none of those big-time buckets really from anyone. Shane Gatling been producing, but he's 1 of 8. Just can't make anything count from beyond the arc. And then you ask the question, who do you go to down the stretch?
Well, that's one of those things. I think right now, probably your best bet is Cruz Parrott Hunt, trying to get downhill, attack the hoop, kick out to shooters. Even though Shane Gatling hasn't shot well, I think the catch and shoot ones are going to be the looks you need, not the dribble into a shot. So I think what you need, high pick and roll action, try to up the tempo, I think force the Tauranga Whai into some mistakes and just get out and running, because you're not getting anything in your half-court offensive sets right now.
See what they go to. Here they've got Dempster, McNaught, Tara Hunt, Liam Judd setting off. So it looks like Gatling and Dempster, as well as Tohi Smith-Milner. They go to Dempster on a little brush action, and he leaves it short as well. They've got some tired legs tonight.
Yeah, they really do, and that's a great look. I've seen Sam Dempster hit that shot so many times, but sometimes you just have those nights if you're a Nelson Giant.
Bazant, so good at creating. Lovely basketball. Murray hasn't hit one all night. Massive rebound for Tarangi, but leaves it short.
And that's a get out of jail card there from the Giants as McNaught looking to push the tempo. Looks like he's taking some deep breaths as well. This Nelson Giants team, they look like they're running on fumes a wee bit, and the Tauranga Whai creeping closer and closer to a win. And it looks like McNaught might be shooting, looks like marking the penalty, so a chance to put it within single digits.
And 26 minutes for Alex McNaught is like someone else's 45 minutes, because he just goes so hard all the time. No wonder he needed some deep breaths.
Yeah, nah, there's no stopping if you're Alex McNaught. He'll be going hell to leather the whole time. So again, big free throws here from McNaught to just try and keep this Giants team afloat, but see how we go. Short.
They've all been short.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the story of this Nelson Giants team's night in terms of shooting the ball. Just short, just looked like they're lacking the eggs, the pop, the legs, the pop, the energy they're used to playing with, but McNaught able to hit the second one.
As well, looked like he landed on his elbow a little bit funny as well. Could have accredited it to it, and he's going to take a seat. I think he looks a little bit wounded, so probably a good call. We'll bring in James Matthews.
I like it. I like it. You know, in these types of games where you're getting nothing, I think it's really good. Go to a bit of those young legs, the young energy. The Tauranga Whai did it really well through the likes of Jet Thompson, Josh Kelly, Jaden Bazan, although a bit older, but they've really gone to those young types of legs and they've got the energy and brought the energy into this game. So I think a good move from Fitcher, although it might be a wee bit late in the piece.
It looks like they're just trying to up their fouls for the quarter so that they don't enter the end of the game, you know, low in the bonus, and then you're having to give up fouls late in the shot clock. And who better than to do that than James Matthews?
Yeah, James Matthews won't be afraid to give up a foul. See right there, going for another foul.
Ooh. And that one had a little bit of feistiness in it from Pera Hunt.
I tell you what, if there's one human being that will be completely unfazed by that, it is Jaden Bazan.
Bit of friendly fire as well.
He could care less.
Yep, look at his, yep, no emotion on his face. Little friendly tap there from Pera Hunt. Interesting that they've gone all the way up to 4 fouls, so now they don't have another one to give. I think that's their 4th. And it looks like they'll drop back in terms of pressure now and just defend the ball. McNaught back in the mix. Guarding Bazant. Nartai. Murray. Back to Bazant and no rush. Another fight. Tarangi finds Murray on the back cut and they deliver when they need it, the Tauranga Whai.
And I think that is all she wrote, Maya, because as Cruz Pera Hunt.
He sold that. There was no need for Murray to go flying like that.
I think it was one of those things where Murray's momentum was just going one way and it just took a wee bump there from Pera Hunt and Tane Murray. Superman.
I mean, are they former Rosmini College teammates, I believe?
No, they know each other very well.
They just... Pera Hunt having a good giggle, and so is Tane Murray.
Yeah, all friends. We're all friends at the end of the day.
I like that Tane Murray not only sold it, but then turned around to the referee, like putting his hands up in the air.
Why not? Why not for Tane Murray? But a great sign for him after a tough shooting night to get that nicely backdoor cut to looks like what could be an icing on the cake for this Tauranga Whai team.
It's been a tough outing for Pera Hunt. I mean, he's now at a double-double with 10 points and 11 rebounds, 4 assists to go alongside that. But from his usual output offensively, he leads this Nelson Giants team and just hasn't been able to get going tonight.
Yeah, but it's this whole Nelson Giants team. They really haven't been able to get going at all, shooting 30%, 19 of 63 from the field. So it's going to be hard to win a basketball game when you're shooting at that clip.
Whai just going to take their time here. Finish this game off well. Tarangi has the slower Smith Milner on him, decides not to go. Gets the mismatch on Gatling, and there's an easy call for the referees. There may be a complaint there from Gatling, but all over him.
Yeah, and you see McNaught trying to sneak in for the steal as well. But just
Jose Alvarado kind of stuff.
Grand Theft Alvarado. But yeah, not in that instance. And now Ruben Tarangi, the only person in 20-point territory in this game, looking to add to what's been an incredible night for him. 21 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists.
To be fair, he's the only person that's even close. You know, the next leading scorer is Liam Judd with 12 points.
Yes, exactly right. So, I mean, that pretty much sums up the tale of the tape. You know, it's been, you know, a tough night for both teams, really, but ultimately the Tauranga Whai able to stick with it just that wee bit longer, and that is 4 runs.
Oh, it's impressive, Smith Milner. But that means because McNaught didn't touch it, it's a baseline inbound for the Whai.
Ouch.
That sucks.
I think that probably just sums up
Yeah.
the Nelson Giants night this evening. It just hasn't been fantastic.
No, nothing's worked really. They're going to call a timeout. The Tauranga Whai draw up a little something here.
Yeah, I mean, points differential, we talk about it, and for both of these teams, they're trying to creep up into that top 6 territory. In the last couple of years, that team that has got that 6th spot have had the advantage of that points differential. So Tauranga Whai obviously looking ahead a wee bit to that, because otherwise, in terms of a win-loss, I think this game is cooked.
That's a nice way to say it. Well, the Tauranga Whai last year were actually the ones that got saved in terms of being the team whose points differential got them into the final 6. You know, they pushed it down the end of the playoffs and had a heck of a semi-final, I believe it was, or a quarter-final potentially. Can't exactly dust off the memory and remember, but it was points differential that got them into the playoffs, so they're definitely going to value that probably more than other teams might.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, yeah, they had to go against the Taranaki Airs in that quarterfinal and then got all the way through to that semi-final. First time in franchise history for the Tauranga Whai. So, you know, they're well aware of how much it means. Even though there is 30 seconds left, this game is more than likely done. Those extra points do count, and you never know when that might come into effect. So they'll be trying to add to their already low but high enough tally.
High enough. It has been a dangerously low scoring affair. These teams probably take the learnings and then write this one off and on to the next.
You have to. Still a lot of basketball left to be played in this season.
They get it into Ngatai. Again, they're in no rush here. Get it back to Bazant. Ngatai slips out of the screen. Bazant, not very well executed, and Dempster will use his BNZ player timeout to get a final look for the Nelson Giants. Of course, you can scan the QR code that pops up on your screen for your chance to win tickets to the big game. It's really dragging out this occasion, eh? We want to keep the viewership on.
Yeah, more basketball. We love basketball, so a wee bit more to tune into yet.
We get it into Tara Hunt, the flare over to Gatling, and that's been just the sign of tonight, I think, Tom.
Yeah, it really has. You know, if you're the Nelson Giants, you've got to chalk it up, forget it, and go again. And if you're the Tauranga Whai, that's another step closer to that top 6 spout.
Looks like Matt Lacey told them to keep going. Ngatai can't get it to go, and the Tauranga Whai officially walk away with a hard-fought win. Was it the prettiest? Not by any regard, but they got it done 69-58.
Yeah, absolutely, Maya. And I think, you know, credit to the Tauranga Whai. You're going to have nights like that, but those nights that you can push through and still manage to grind out a win, that's massive. And in terms of where they are on the table, another good step in terms of where they want to go. But that man on screen, Ruben Tarangi, he was the shining light in this game for sure. Our MVP pick with 23 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Really, really made his mark on this game and got this Tauranga Whai team over the hump.
53% from the field as well from Tarangi. He was their go-to, their motor. The Giants just didn't have that on the other side tonight.
No, they really didn't. As we see the Chemist Warehouse stats there, I mean, it's a tale in the stats, really. You look there, Ruben Tarangi, a fantastic game. Jordan Ngatai able to work through an injury. Jaden Bazant on his 50th game, having a massive second half with Stoddard out. But that Nelson Giants outfit, Liam Judd and Cruz Parrott Hunt, the only ones in double digits, with Sam Dempster creeping up there and Gatling having one of those nights.
And sometimes it happens. They played on Thursday evening, and that can be, you know, the unfortunate kind of consequence of NZNBL and playing a doubleheader week.
Yeah, it really can be. But I guess the positive, if you're looking at rebounding stats, everyone got a good chance to get a whole lot of rebounds in that game. So the rebounding numbers were up. We see right there a spread in terms of the blocks. Everyone able to get on the board a wee bit. Some great energy from Kelly. I thought he brought a whole lot of energy off the bench. But right there, I think that's a bit of a telling tale too. A lot of steals from the Tauranga Whai off Nelson Giants turnovers.
Yeah, especially early and in those pivotal parts of the game, probably a little bit too much. And the Tauranga Whai Team are very much happy with the squad and the fans and the way they turned out. And it's great to see Ngatai in a Tauranga Whai uniform.
Yeah, and back in the league too. You know, this is a guy that's been a stalwart in our league for so long. To have him back is fantastic.
Take a look at what's coming up in the next few games. Of course, this evening, the Tuatara take on the Eards at the top of the table versus the bottom of the table clash. But you never know in the NZNBL. And then a goodie tomorrow night, the Saints and the Nuggets. The Nuggets vying to stay within that top 6. The Saints will be looking to try and top the table. And another battle that is similar on Sunday evening is Sharks Bulls.
Yeah, that'll be another good one. The Southland Sharks are looking sharp with Max Darling starting to work his way back into playing fitness as well. Tobias Cameron back in the mix. And then the Tauranga Whai trying to get another one and keep this good winning streak going up to 2 now. Can they make it 3 against the Airs?
Well, it was a hard battle game all the way through. Oh, look at that.
With his son too, how good. On his 50th game. Congratulations, Jay Blicky. Fantastic scenes, my boy, fantastic scenes.
Yeah, congratulations. Been a stalwart for this Tauranga Whai squad, and a big congratulations to the Tauranga Whai going 2 on the bounce. Thank you so much for joining us here, wherever you join. Oh, a bunch of wonderful fathers in the house.
How good. Oh, we love it, we love it. What a scene to finish.
Are we gonna get another one? No, we're just big fans of Ruben Tarangi around here, and so are they. Getting in the mix, thanking the fans are the Tauranga Whai. It's an organisation that you have to love. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Sky Sport, FIBA YouTube, or ESPN, wherever you were. Ka kite, anō.